Chapter 3461 All under control. It had been less than 15 minutes since the guardian array of the Scarlet Gold clan had been destroyed and the Divine Moon Palace and the Blood Marten race had attacked the Scarlet Gold clan. However, the Scarlet Gold clan had already calmed down. The many clansmen of the Scarlet Gold clan had been appeased by the principal's masters who had been controlled by the Scarlet Gold clan. After all, most of them did not know what had happened. With the appeasement of the elders, most of them did not think too much about it. And the entire Scarlet Gold clan had naturally been completely controlled by the Divine Moon Palace. If there was only one thing that had not been controlled, it would be the Scarlet Gold clan leader. In the void at the center of the Scarlet Gold clan, a layer of temporary array had been set up around this void. This array had blocked the vision and soul probing of the Scarlet Gold clan's clansmen. In other words, the members of the Scarlet Gold clan did not know what was happening in the void. In this void, many principals masters of the Divine Moon Palace, the Blood Marten race and the Scarlet Gold clan were gathered there. However, at this moment, everyone's eyes were fixed on the person in the middle. It was naturally the Scarlet Gold clan leader. Scarlet Gold clan leader, at this point, aren't you going to surrender? Xiao looked at the Scarlet Gold clan leader with a mocking expression. Xiao. Scarlet Gold clan leader's eyes were bloodshot like a hungry beast. Your Blood Marten clan actually defected to the Divine Moon Palace? Defected? No, my Blood Marten clan is an ally of the Divine Moon Palace. Mr. Heavenly Sword Marquis can testify to that, Xiao said with a smile. Heavenly Sword Marquis? Clan leader Scarlet Gold immediately looked at Jianghu again. His eyes were bloodshot, and a shocking hatred rose from the bottom of his heart. He had killed his son with Jianghu, and today Jianghu had attacked his clan with many experts from the Divine Moon Palace and the Blood Marten clan. Although Jianghu did not fight with the experts from his clan, Jianghu only used the time-space restriction and time-space restriction at any time. It completely blocked the escape route of the experts from his clan. Because of this, none of the principals masters of the Scarlet Gold clan could escape. Everyone was left behind and then controlled by Miss Shower. Clan leader, I personally don't have any malice toward the Scarlet Gold clan, but unfortunately I was born in this world and have no control over many things. Today the Scarlet Gold clan has been reduced to such a state. You can only blame yourself for being too weak, Jianghu said coldly. Haha, too weak? Yes, too weak. If we were not only a top clan but also a divine clan, we wouldn't have been so easily defeated by you. How dare you kill my son? Clan leader Scarlet Gold shouted. Well, it's all over now. Clan leader Scarlet Gold, you'd better behave. Maybe you'll suffer less. Otherwise, Shower's eyes shone with a strange light. Upon seeing Shower, the Scarlet Gold clan leader revealed a terrified expression. It's you, it's you. It was you who used a method to control Elder Qili, allowing Elder Qili to act as an insider and destroy our tribe's protective array. It was also you who turned all the principals masters of our clan into palace masters. You demon. The Scarlet Gold clan leader roared crazily, and his gaze was directed at the principals masters of the clan who originally belonged to the clan. At this moment, these principals masters were standing in the surrounding void like wooden blocks. They looked at him with a hint of mockery and ridicule. Bastards, idiots, they are all a bunch of idiots. The Scarlet Gold clan leader could not help but shout in shock and anger. Don't worry, you will soon become like them. Shower smiled, then she said, this Scarlet Gold clan leader still looks lively and vigorous. It seems that he still has a lot of godly power left. Lord Su, destroy his godly body once more and make him lose the ability to resist. Yes. Lord Su nodded and then attacked again. With Lord Zu's power at the 6th level of the void, it was too easy for him to destroy the divine body of the clan leader of the Scarlet Gold clan when the clan leader of the Scarlet Gold clan could not escape anymore. In just a moment, the divine body of the clan leader of the Scarlet Gold clan was destroyed again, and the remaining divine power was also damaged. However, Lord Su did not destroy the last bit of divine power left by the clan leader of the Scarlet Gold clan. He left the clan leader of the Scarlet Gold clan with his life. And at this moment, Shower appeared in front of the Scarlet Gold clan leader. Scarlet Gold clan leader, look at me, Shower said softly. Her voice was so beautiful that people could not help but feel intoxicated. Demon, you demon. The Scarlet Gold clan leader clearly knew Shower's methods and knew that he could not look at Shower. However, when he heard Shower's voice, he could not help but look over. When he looked over, his eyes quickly became empty and he was stunned. In the void beside them, Jianghu and Demon Master Chenhuo stood there quietly, making everyone pay attention to the scene in front of them. They saw Scarlet Gold Clan leader and Shower looking at each other. The former was completely stunned as if he was possessed. While Shower was mumbling something to him, Scarlet Gold Clan leader nodded stiffly on the way. After a while, "Well, go and recover your divine power," Shower said softly. "Yes, master." Scarlet Gold Clan leader nodded and then flew toward the void. This scene made Jian Wushuang's pupils shrink. Miss Shower's enchantment is really amazing. An expert at the peak of the fifth void realm became her slave in a short time, Jian Wushuang murmured. It is indeed a terrifying enchantment. Fortunately, Miss Shower's cultivation is not very high. She is only at the fourth void realm. If she reaches the fifth void realm or even the sixth void realm, no one among the masters of rules would be able to resist her enchantment. Even I don't have absolute confidence, Demon Master Chenhuo said. Fortunately, Miss Shower is my friend, not my enemy. Otherwise, I would have killed her earlier, Jian Wushuang said. After controlling all the experts of the Scarlet Gold Clan, Shower flew toward Jian Wushuang. Miss Shower, congratulations. After controlling the Scarlet Gold Clan, your Divine Moon Palace's overall strength has reached a new level. I'm afraid that the Divine Moon Palace won't be afraid of the Nine-Tailed Clan even without the help of me and the Blood Marten Clan, Jian Wushuang said. It's nothing. Although my Divine Moon Palace can compete with the Nine-Tailed Clan, I'm still far from taking control of the Nine-Tailed Clan. You and the Blood Marten Clan are indispensable, Shower said with a smile. Chapter 3462 shook the demon realm. Of course, after controlling the Scarlet Gold Clan and controlling all the principals masters of the Scarlet Gold Clan, the overall strength of our Divine Moon Palace has indeed surpassed that of the Nine-Tailed Clan. If we include the Blood Marten Clan and you, Jian Wushuang, the strength of our camp is far beyond that of the Nine-Tailed Clan. With such a huge difference in strength, we can truly declare war on the Nine-Tailed Clan, Shower said. Declare war? What? Has your Divine Moon Palace not truly declared war on the Nine-Tailed Clan? Jian Wushuang was puzzled. No, Shower said, although my Divine Moon Palace and the Nine-Tailed Clan have been fighting and fighting, we have never declared war on the outside. However, I want to let the entire Demon Realm and even the entire Divine Beginning Realm know that my Divine Moon Palace wants to fight to the death with the Nine-Tailed Clan. I also want to openly retake control of the Nine-Tailed Clan. Hearing this, Jian Wushuang raised his eyebrows and did not say anything more. Soon, the Divine Moon Palace sent a message to declare war on the Nine-Tailed Clan. In addition, although the Divine Moon Palace had attacked the Scarlet Gold Clan with lightning speed, completely controlling the Scarlet Gold Clan and all the principals masters, the news of the attack on the Scarlet Gold Clan still spread. Although the Scarlet Gold Clan quickly calmed down, many people immediately recalled the Howling Demon race from before. When the Divine Moon Palace attacked the Howling Demon race, they had also attacked with lightning speed. Not long after, the Howling Demon race calmed down as if nothing had happened, but after that, the Howling Demon race had completely submitted to the Divine Moon Palace. The Scarlet Gold Clan situation was clearly the same as the Howling Demon clans. Naturally, many people guessed that the Scarlet Gold Clan might have submitted to the Divine Moon Palace as well. By annexing two top races in a row and declaring war on the Nine-Tailed Clan, the Divine Moon Palace's actions shocked all the races in the Fey domain. The entire Fey domain was also showing signs of a storm brewing. In the territory of the Nine-Tailed Clan. In the magnificent palace, many high-level experts of the Nine-Tailed race gathered together. Most of the members of the Nine-Tailed race were women, and only a small number of them were men. Even among the highest-level experts, almost all of them were women. At this moment, the high-level experts of the Nine-Tailed race all had solemn expressions. Divine Moon Palace, after such a small fight for so long, are you finally going to go all out? The third princess of the Nine-Tailed Clan, Diyu, sat near the leader's seat. As the third princess of the Nine-Tailed Clan, and with her cultivation base at the fourth realm of the void, Diyu's status in the Nine-Tailed Clan was naturally extremely lofty. Under the premise that the clan leader of the Nine-Tailed Clan had been in closed-door cultivation all this while, the only people in the entire Nine-Tailed Clan whose status was comparable to this Diyu were the few elders whose strength had reached the fifth realm of the void. The Divine Moon Palace is fine if they don't make a move, but now that they've made a move, they've directly taken control of the Scarlet Gold Clan, Sixth Princess Desu said coldly. Although there's no clear news from the Scarlet Gold Clan, we can be sure that the Scarlet Gold Clan is definitely like the Howling Demon Clan. Many of their experts have been controlled by the Divine Moon Palace through some unknown means. After the Divine Moon Palace annexed the Howling Demon Clan, they were already extremely powerful. They are not much weaker than our Nine-Tailed Clan. Now that they have annexed the Scarlet Gold clan, and judging from the distress message sent by the Scarlet Gold clan leader, there are also experts from the Blood Marten clan who attacked the Scarlet Gold clan. In other words, the Blood Marten clan is very likely controlled by the Divine Moon Palace, or they are already on the side of the Divine Moon Palace, said a 5 States Void Realm elder from the Nine-Tailed clan in a low voice. If that's the case, the 3 top races that originally existed around our territory are already on the side of the Divine Moon Palace. In addition, it's said that the Blood Marten clan is related to the Sword Heavenly Marquis. If the Heavenly Sword Marquis is on the same side as the Divine Moon Palace, then our Nine-Tailed race is indeed in a bad situation. Hearing this, the elders of the Nine-Tailed race fell silent. Indeed, the Nine-Tailed clan could easily deal with the Divine Moon Palace alone. Even if the Divine Moon Palace annexed the Howling Demon tribe, the Nine-Tailed clan could still suppress them. However, if the Divine Moon Palace annexed the 2 top tribes, the Scarlet Gold clan and the Blood Marten clan, together with the help of Heavenly Sword Marquis, the Divine Moon Palace's strength would probably surpass the Nine-Tailed clans. Humph, even if the Divine Moon Palace is powerful, our Nine-Tailed race is not weak. If they want to fight us to the death, we have to see if they have the ability to do so. Diyu sneered. Then she said, I'm not worried that the Divine Moon Palace will come and fight us head-on. What I'm more concerned about is the origin of the Divine Moon Palace. Also, what kind of methods did they use to control the Howling Demon clan and the Scarlet Gold clan? If we don't figure these things out as soon as possible, even if the Divine Moon Palace can't do anything to us now, they can still use the same method to deal with other top races. Or they can annex the weaker races in the surroundings and constantly strengthen themselves. Sooner or later, the Divine Moon Palace's strength will reach a level that even the Nine-Tailed clan is far from being able to contend with. Third Princess is right. It is indeed the most important thing to find out the origins of the Divine Moon Palace and the means of controlling the experts of the Divine Moon Palace. However, our Nine-Tailed clan has been investigating this matter for a long time, but we haven't found any clues. Even now, we still don't know who the palace master behind the Divine Moon Palace is. The elder of the 5th realm of the void said in a deep voice. Diye's face darkened as she said sternly, no matter what, we have to figure this out first. Otherwise the Nine-Tailed clan will be too passive. Yes. The ordinary elders of the Nine-Tailed clan nodded one after another. And at that moment, boom. The void shook, and the entire Nine-Tailed clan shook violently. Then, in a corner of the ancestral land of the Nine-Tailed clan, a powerful aura rose up into the sky, as if a huge dragon that had been slumbering for hundreds of millions of years had suddenly woken up. The aura was too powerful, too powerful. As soon as it rose up, the entire Nine-Tailed clan was in an uproar. Within the majestic palace, the elders who had been sitting upright suddenly rose to their feet when they sensed the aura. Numerous gazes turned to look at the source of the aura. Chapter 3463 6 Realms of the Void 3? This aura, its mother. Diyu was the first to call out. Mother, you're coming out of seclusion? Desu was pleasantly surprised. Clan leader? Clan leader? The elders of the Nine-Tailed clan who had reached the level of principals masters were also pleasantly surprised at this moment. The clan leader of the Nine-Tailed clan had been in closed-door cultivation since a long time ago. Naturally, he was in closed-door cultivation to strive for a higher level of strength. Everyone knew this. During the time when the clan leader was in closed-door cultivation, there were indeed many things in the Nine-Tailed clan. For example, the princess was killed by Jianghu, the sudden rise of Divine Moon Palace, and the fight between the Nine-Tailed clan and Divine Moon Palace over the years. Although the fight was very fierce, the patriarch never came out of seclusion. She had been in seclusion and never came out even when her daughter died. But today, Mother, you are finally coming out of seclusion. Judging from your aura, I'm afraid that you are much stronger than before. Diyu said excitedly. This aura, an elder of the Nine-Tailed clan who had reached the peak of the 5th level of the void exclaimed, you are too strong. You are much stronger than the ordinary 6th level of the void. Without a doubt, the clan leader's strength has reached the peak of the 6th level of the void. I wonder if he has reached that peak. After the Divine Moon Palace declared war on the Nine-Tailed clan, the clan leader has just come out of seclusion and his strength has improved greatly. This part-time job is to bless the Nine-Tailed clan. Haha, with the clan leader here, we don't need to worry about the Divine Moon Palace. The experts of the Nine-Tailed clan laughed and then rushed toward the source of the aura. The entire Nine-Tailed clan was also in a jubilant mood. Although the Divine Moon Palace had not risen for long, its lair was very vast. It was heavily guarded and had countless experts. Jian Wushuang and Demon Master Chenhuo were currently in the lair of the Divine Moon Palace. It has only been a few hundred years since its rise, but there are really many experts in the Divine Moon Palace. I can sense more than 30 Principles Masters in my consciousness alone, not to mention the Scarlet Gold Clan and the Blood Marten Clan. If these two top clans are added together, the Divine Moon Palace's camp would probably have more than 50 Principles Masters, Jian Wushuang thought to himself. 50 Principles Masters. If it was in an extremely short period of time, even a Saint Realm might not be able to gather such a number. One had to admit that the power that the Divine Moon Palace controlled was indeed terrifying. The number of Principles Masters that my Divine Moon Palace controls is indeed not small, but their quality isn't too high. Many of them have just reached the second level of the Void Realm, and there aren't many who have reached the third level of the Void Realm or above. Furthermore, there was only one super expert at the sixth level of the Void Realm, Lord Su. But now, according to what I know, there are two experts at the sixth level of the Void Realm in the Nine-Tailed Clan. One of them has just broken through the sixth realm of the Void and is not as strong as Lord Su, but the other is the current patriarch of the Nine-Tailed Clan. Her strength is extremely strong among the six realms of the Void. Just now, I received news from the Nine-Tailed Clan that the patriarch of the Nine-Tailed Clan has come out of seclusion, Shower said. Oh. Jian Wushuang's expression changed. He also knew that the clan leader of the Nine-Tailed Clan had been in closed-door cultivation. Even though he had killed her daughter, the clan leader of the Nine-Tailed Clan had never come out of his closed-door cultivation. Not only has she come out of her closed-door cultivation, but her strength has also improved greatly. If I'm not mistaken, her battle strength should have reached the peak of the six Void Realms. In my Divine Moon Palace's camp, I'm afraid that only Demon Master Chenhuo, who is by your side, can contend with her, Shower said. The peak of the six Void Realms? Jian Wushuang frowned. If that's the case, won't we be in trouble? Jian Wushuang had been staying with Demon Master Chenhuo all this time. He was well aware of the terrifying strength of an expert at the peak of the six Void Realms. Under normal circumstances, no force or sect would dare to provoke an expert at the peak of the six Void Realms as long as he was in charge. If an expert reached the peak of the six Void Realms, even a Saint Realm Master might not be able to kill him, let alone an expert of the same level. If he could not kill such an expert, it would be difficult for an ordinary person to resist his wanton slaughter. Yes, there is trouble and it's not a small one. However, we have officially declared war on the Nine-Tailed Clan. We have no choice but to take action. Moreover, we might be able to deal with an expert at the peak of the six Void Realms, Shower said. Do you have a way to kill her? Jian Wushuang glanced at Shower. Kill her? Of course not. But I want to regain control of the Nine-Tailed Clan. All I need to do is to firmly control the clan. As for the 9 clan leaders, I can think of a way to drive them away, Shower said. Drive them away? Jian Wushuang smiled and said, if the Nine-Tailed Clan leader really reaches the peak of the sixth realm, even if Demon Master Chenhuo takes action personally, he might not be able to win. I'm afraid it's very difficult to drive her away. I know. That's why I've specially invited other experts over. When they join forces with Demon Master Chenhuo, they'll have the confidence to drive the Nine-Tailed Clan leader away, Shower said. You've invited other experts? Who are they? Jian Wushuang was puzzled. Don't worry. They've already set off. I reckon they'll be here in 3 days. When they arrive, they'll definitely meet you, Shower said with a smile. Jian Wushuang did not insist. He waited quietly in the Divine Moon Palace with Demon Master Chenhuo. 2 days later, the experts Shower had specially invited had arrived. Jian Wushuang, let me introduce you. These 3 are Axe 1 Master, Marquis Duan and Star Saint Master. They are all from Star Palace, Shower introduced. Hello, Jian Wushuang. Axe 1 Master, who was wearing a golden robe and carrying a golden axe on his back, greeted Jian Wushuang with a smile. You are Jian Wushuang? I've long heard of your name, but this is the first time I've actually met you. Marquis Duan, who was gentle and refined, also smiled faintly. As for Star Saint Master, he was rather cold. He only glanced at Jian Wushuang coldly and did not say anything. However, the 3 people in front of him made Jian Wushuang a little confused. These 3 people are all experts at the peak of the 6 Void Realms. How is this possible? There are only so many experts of the 6 realms of the Void in the Divine Beginning Realm. How come there are 3 of them all of a sudden? Moreover, I've never heard of these 3 people before. Chapter 3464 Star Palace. Jian Wushuang could be considered as a peak expert in the Divine Beginning Realm. He was already at the top level, and his knowledge was not comparable to what he had seen before. In particular, through the temporal temple, he had a great understanding of the experts in the divine beginning realm. He had a great degree of understanding of them. Although he had never met or interacted with many of the top experts in the divine beginning realm, he had at least heard of and knew of them. But now, he actually did not know of any of the 3 experts at the peak of the 6 void realms? This was a little too incredible. Star Palace. Jian repeated the name. These 3 experts of the 6 void realms all came from Star Palace. It must be known that in the divine beginning realm, even in a saint realm, it was not possible to produce 3 experts of the 6 void realms at once. But Jian Wushuang had never heard of Star Palace before, but this time, it was 3 experts of the 6 void realms. Jian Wushuang, isn't it strange? Where did these 3 experts of the 6 void realms come from? Shower looked at Jian Wushuang. Yes, it's very strange. And what exactly is this Star Palace? Jian Wushuang asked. I don't know much about the origin of Star Palace, but I know that it has been a terrifying force lurking in the dark for a very long time. Even so, no more than 10 people in the divine beginning realm know of its existence. Even I learned of its existence by chance, Shower said. Jian Wushuang was a little stunned. It was the first time he knew that such a terrifying force was hiding in the divine beginning realm. In the vast divine beginning realm, only less than 10 people knew about the existence of Star Palace. Must be very well hidden. Oh, I know one more thing. It's the leader of Star Palace, the Palace Master of Star Palace. I've met him before. He told me that his name is Shen God Daoist. Shower said. Shen God Daoist? Jian Wushuang was shocked, but he soon understood. I see. Shen God Daoist was left behind by Master, or the 7 Stars mysterious sect. He had extraordinary means. After the 7 Stars mysterious sect was destroyed and the entire 7 Stars divine realm was sealed by his master, he was still active in the divine beginning realm. After such a long time, it's not a problem for Shen God Daoist to secretly accumulate strength and gather a powerful force. Jian Wushuang understood. Daoist Shen God, that was the mysterious person he had met when he was born. Although he had only met Daoist Shen God once, he had already understood many things. First of all, Daoist Shen God was on the same side as his master, Shen Yi. If he was not mistaken, Daoist Shen God was very likely a member of the 7-star mysterious sect. The Temporal Temple Master had told him before that at its peak, the 7-star mysterious sect had a total of 3 ruler-level experts. However, all he knew was his master, Shen Yi Shen Yin, the Palace Master of Divine Punishment, who was also sealed in the 7-star mysterious realm, was also in a deep sleep, but he did not know about the other one. The other one should be the sect master of the 7-star mysterious sect, and Jian Wushuang guessed that this 7-star sect master might be the Shen God Daoist. Taking a deep breath, Jian Wushuang looked at the 3 people in front of him again. Heavenly Sword Marquis, nice to meet you. Haha, Heavenly Sword Marquis, you're too kind. Although it's your first time meeting us, I'm afraid we'll have to interact with each other in the future. Marquis Duan, who was the most amiable of the 3, said with a smile. Oh. Jian Wushuang's expression changed. Marquis Duan exchanged a glance with Axe 1 Master and Star Saint Master. Then he said, to tell you the truth, my friends, the 3 of us are here under the orders of the Palace Master to help you and Miss Shower regain control of the 9-tailed clan. The Palace Master also told us that after Miss Shower takes control of the 9-tailed clan, the 3 of us will not be in a hurry to return to the Star Palace. Instead, we will continue to stay here. During this time, Heavenly Marquis, if you have any trouble, the 3 of us will do our best to help you. All-out help. Jian Wushuang's eyes suddenly lit up. Of course, he needed the help of these 3 people to kill the Blood Clan leader. He was worried that he could not kill the Blood Clan leader, but now he had 3 powerful helpers for no reason? Although the 3 people in front of him had not really fought, they were experts of the 6 void realms, so their strength was not too weak. If they waited for Divine Moon Palace to regain control of the 9-tailed clan, their overall strength would greatly increase. By then, Demon Master Chenhuo, Lord Su, Axe 1 Master, Marquis Duan, and Star Saint Master would have gathered the strength of 5 experts of the 6th realm of the void. They might have a chance to kill the clan leader of the Blood Clan. The 3 of you, we can talk about the matter between you and Jian Wushuang later. But now, you have to help the Divine Moon Palace to control the 9-tailed clan, Shower said. Of course. Now that we are here, we will do our best, Marquis Duan said with a smile. That's good. The overall strength of the Divine Moon Palace is far above that of the 9-tailed clan. If we attack the 9-tailed clan, there are 2 troublesome things. The first is the current patriarch of the 9-tailed clan. Shower said in a low voice, according to the news from the 9-tailed clan, The patriarch has come out of seclusion and his strength has improved greatly. He has reached the peak of the 6 void realms. His strength can pose a great threat to us. However, my Divine Moon Palace's camp already has 2 void 6th-stage experts, Demon Master Chenhuo and Lord Su, especially Demon Master Chenhuo. His strength is definitely not inferior to that 9-tailed clan leader, and it might even be even stronger. If we have 3 more people helping us, even if we can't kill that 9-tailed clan leader, we can still crush her and make her flee in a sorry state. So, the second thing that's more troublesome now is the 9-tailed clan's clan protection formation. Shower's expression became solemn. I'm originally from the 9-tailed clan, so I'm very familiar with the clan protection formation of the 9-tailed clan. That formation is extremely powerful, and it's far from what the Scarlet Gold clan and the Blood Marten clan's clan protection formation can compare to. If we want to directly destroy the formation, unless a Saint Realm Master or a ruler-level expert personally makes a move, even if 2 or 3 experts who have reached the pinnacle of the 6 realms of the void join hands, they might not be able to defeat it. Chapter 3465 Marquis Duan, the clan-protecting formation of the 9-tailed clan is so powerful? Jianghu could not help being surprised. In his opinion, the clan-protecting formation of the Blood Marten clan was already very powerful. However, it was clear that the clan-protecting formation of the 9-tailed clan was much more powerful than that of the Blood Marten clan. The clan-protecting array of the 9-tailed race is a complete set of array that the ancestors of the 9-tailed race obtained by chance while adventuring in the universe battlefield. The power of this array is indeed extraordinary. Unfortunately, in the history of the 9-tailed race, there has never been a ruler-level great being born. Otherwise, if a ruler-level great being had personally activated this array and set it up, then even a ruler-level great being would not have been able to shake this array in the slightest, Shower said. It's normal. After all, it's a divine clan, so it has some foundation. Without some powerful means, the 9-tailed clan couldn't have survived until now, Axe One Master said calmly. Miss Shower, can you deal with the formation of the 9-tailed clan from the inside, like you did with the Scarlet Gold clan? Jianghu asked. No. Shower shook her head. The method used to break the formation of the Scarlet Gold clan can't be used on the formation of the 9-tailed clan. The formation is a complete formation which is like a treasure. It has a formation spirit, and its foundation, core, and even the whole formation are controlled by the formation spirit. Even the patriarch of the 9-tailed clan is not qualified to control the formation, so he can't break it from the inside. In addition, even if I have to control some of the top experts of the 9-tailed clan, I have been trying to infiltrate them over the years. However, the souls of the clansmen of the 9-tailed clan are extremely powerful. The stronger they are, the harder it is to control them. Besides, the 9-tailed clan is not like those top clans. They won't give me an opportunity so easily. Therefore, although I have controlled a few people in the 9-tailed clan, including the Rule Master, there are no important figures. If that's the case, we'll be in trouble, Jianghu said with a frown. It won't be a problem. The clan-protecting formation of the 9-tailed clan is strong, but it's not impossible to break it, Axe One Master suddenly said with a smile. Oh. Jianghu and Shower immediately looked at Axe One Master. Axe One Master, do you have a solution? Shower asked. Miss Shower, Heavenly Sword Marquis, you may not know this, but among the 3 of us, Star Saint Master and I are good at fighting and defending. We face our enemies head-on. Both of us are not weak in the 6 void realms, but Marquis Duan, although he is also in the 6 void realms, his real combat strength is probably not much stronger than a peak of the 5 void realms, Axe One Master said with a smile. Jianghu and Shower could not help glancing at the gentle Marquis Duan. To tell you the truth, I am not good at fighting head-on. What I am good at is the Tao of formation. Marquis Duan said. Good at formation? Jianghu expression changed. Marquis Duan, you mean you can break the clan-protecting formation of the 9-tailed clan? Marquis Duan just smiled and said nothing. It's not that simple. Shower frowned and said, as far as I know, there was an expert who reached the peak of the formation Tao in the divine beginning realm. He stayed outside the clan-protecting formation of the 9-tailed clan for 100 years, but he couldn't find any clues, let alone break it. Marquis Duan, you may be good at formations, but to break the clan-protecting formation of the 9-tailed clan, I'm afraid. Looks like Miss Shower doesn't really believe me. Marquis Duan smiled, but he wasn't angry at all. Instead, he continued to smile. Miss Shower, I know that the 9-tailed clan's protective array is a complete 5 elements array. It contains the fusion power of the 5 great laws of metal, wood, water, fire, and earth, forming a perfect formless array that can be used to attack or defend. It's extremely terrifying. Haha. The person who created this formation must have surpassed an ordinary ruler. Of course, it's not easy to break such a formation. Those so-called formation masters in the divine beginning realm. Haha, to put it bluntly, they haven't really roamed the universe battlefield or understood the formation in the universe. These people can't even be considered as the threshold of the formation. But I'm different. I don't know much about the arrays in the divine beginning realm, but I've studied those arrays in the universe battlefield. There are many complete arrays in the universe. Not only these 5 elements arrays, but there are also some special arrays that are higher in level than the 5 elements arrays. I've studied them and even tried to crack them. It's not a difficult task. Although Marquis Duan was still gentle and refined, his words were filled with absolute confidence and even pride. Jianghu and Shower could not help looking at him with surprise. At this moment, Axe One Master said, "Don't worry, I can guarantee that no one in the divine beginning realm can compare to Marquis Duan in terms of formations, especially those that are passed down in the universe battlefield. If there is only one person in the divine beginning realm who can break your 5 elemental formation, Marquis Duan is the only one. Moreover, in order to ensure that there will be no accidents, Palace Master asked us to wait for a special supreme treasure." "What supreme treasure?" Shower asked. "The realm-breaking talisman is a supreme treasure passed down in the universe. All formations below the level of an Earth Saint cannot hide from it. As for the 5 elemental formation of the Nine-Tailed Clan, it can only reach the level of an Earth Saint when it is at its strongest. As for now, it is not even an Earth Saint level." With Marquis Duan's understanding of the Tao of formation and the realm-breaking talisman, it should be easy for him to break the 5 elemental formation of the Nine-Tailed Clan, Axe One Master said with a smile. Hearing this, Jianghu and Shower's eyes lit up. "In that case, I'll rely on you in the magic formation," Shower said. "My purpose is to break the formation. As for the battle between you and the Nine-Tailed Clan, I don't intend to interfere," Marquis Duan said with a smile. "That's not a problem," Shower said with a smile. "Well, since we can solve the 2 most troublesome problems, we can discuss when we are ready to fight," Jianghu said. "We have declared war on the Nine-Tailed Clan, so we must fight to the death with them. The Nine-Tailed Clan naturally knows this. We are all ready, but I'm afraid the Nine-Tailed Clan is not ready yet. Let's take advantage of the fact that they are not fully prepared," Shower said seriously. Chapter 3466 The army arrived, immediately? "If that's the case, then I'll ask Miss Shower to gather the experts as soon as possible," Marquis Duan said. "The experts of our Divine Moon Palace have long been prepared. Now we're only waiting for the experts of the Howling Demon Clan, the Scarlet Gold Clan, and the Blood Marten Clan to arrive," Shower said. Very soon, the Howling Demon Clan, the Scarlet Gold Clan, and the Blood Marten Clan, which had been completely controlled by Shower, as well as the Blood Marten Clan, which had formed an alliance with the Divine Moon Palace, arrived. Of the 3 top clans, the Howling Demon Clan and the Scarlet Gold Clan were both extremely powerful. This time, upon receiving Shower's orders, they sent out more than 10 principals masters from the 2 top clans. The Blood Marten Clan was slightly weaker, but they had also sent out 6 principals masters. However, the Divine Moon Palace's own power was even more terrifying. All the principals masters in the Divine Moon Palace, including nearly 20 of them, had also come out in full force. In the vast void, numerous experts could be seen floating in the air. At a glance, there were nearly 50 of them, and all of them were principals masters, not to mention Jianghu. The strength of nearly 50 principals masters was too strong. Although the Nine-Tailed Clan is a celestial race, there are only about 30 principals masters in total. They are far inferior to our camp. As for the top experts, we have 5 experts of the 6 void realms, including Demon Master Chenhuo, Lord Su, Axe One Master, Marquis Duan and Star Saint Master. We are also far stronger than them. We will definitely win this battle." Shower's eyes lit up. "Let's go." With Shower's order, many experts from the Divine Moon Palace's camp headed straight for the Nine-Tailed Clan. The atmosphere in the Nine-Tailed Clan was very tense. "Mother, we have already sent out invitations to all the solitary experts and forces who have benefited from our Nine-Tailed Clan. Some experts have agreed to rush over. Now 5 principals masters have arrived in the tribe. The rest will arrive soon." Diyu stood respectfully in the hall. At the very top of the great hall, there was a luxurious woman dressed in a fiery red robe. This woman looked much more beautiful than Diyu, only slightly more mature. She sat there quietly, her fingers tapping on the armchair, her gaze was lazy as she scanned the area below her. Everyone who was caught by her gaze, including the two experts of the 5th level of the void, could not help but lower their heads. This gorgeous woman in a fiery red robe was the current clan leader of the nine-tailed clan, Ying. What else? An indifferent voice came out from the gorgeous woman's mouth. Although the nine-tailed clan was already in an extremely tense atmosphere due to the Divine Moon Palace's direct declaration of war, as the clan leader, Ying, appeared very languid and calm. There's also the Dark Clan. Among the 4 great divine clans, our nine-tailed clan has the best relationship with the Dark Clan. Many years ago, the clan encountered some unforeseen circumstances, and our nine-tailed clan once lent a helping hand. Therefore, our nine-tailed clan has sought the help of the Dark Clan this time. The clan leader of the Dark Clan has also promised to lend a helping hand to our nine-tailed clan. Moreover, we are already starting to worry about the experts. It won't be long before many experts of the Dark Clan arrive," said Yu. Upon hearing this, the elders of the nine-tailed clan heaved a sigh of relief. The Dark Clan was one of the 4 great divine clans. In terms of strength, they were slightly stronger than the nine-tailed clan. If the Dark Clan was willing to lend a hand, it would naturally be of great help to the nine-tailed clan. If the Dark Clan were to lend a hand, the Divine Moon Palace alone would not be able to do anything to the nine-tailed clan. Back then, the nine-tailed clan did help the Dark Clan. Now that the Dark Clan has helped the nine-tailed clan, we have to return the favor. If we use this favor now, we won't be able to do it again in the future, Ying said calmly. That's right. However, the threat of the Divine Moon Palace is too great. We can only use this favor for now, Yu said. In addition to the Dark Clan, I have also negotiated with the experts of the 3 Saint Realms. Oh. Ying's expression finally changed. He looked down and asked, what did the 3 Saint Realms say? It's very strange. Logically speaking, the Heavenly Sword Marquis is standing with the Divine Moon Palace this time. Given the enmity between the 3 Saint Domains and the Heavenly Sword Marquis, since the Heavenly Sword Marquis has already intervened, the 3 Saint Realms should also intervene. Even if they can't do anything to the Heavenly Sword Marquis, they shouldn't let the Heavenly Sword Marquis succeed. I negotiated with the experts of the 3 Saint Realms. I thought they would agree to help, but in the end, Yu frowned. They didn't agree? Asked Ying. Yes, not only did they not agree, but they also said that the fight between the forces and clans in the Demon Realm had nothing to do with the 3 Holy Realms. They didn't mention anything about Heavenly Sword Marquis, said Yu. It's normal. The real purpose of the 3 Holy Realms is to kill Heavenly Sword Marquis. They have already attacked once before, and the 3 Masters of the Saint Realm have all appeared at the same time, but they still failed to kill him. Under such circumstances, they won't attack again so soon. At least, they won't easily deal with Heavenly Sword Marquis before they have absolute confidence. But once they are ready to attack, the time for Heavenly Sword Marquis to die will come, said Ying with a smile. Mother, are you saying that the 3 great Saint Realms are preparing a great killing weapon to kill Heavenly Sword Marquis? But they have even personally attacked the 3 great Saint Realm Masters. Do they have any more powerful methods? Yu frowned. Don't underestimate the 3 great Saint Realms. Don't forget that the will of the Heavenly Tao stands behind the 3 great Saint Realms. Their methods are not what you can imagine. Ying smiled. Forget it. Even if the 3 Saint Realms aren't willing to take action, as long as the Dark Clan is willing to lend a helping hand and the experts invited by our nine-tailed clan to help, there's no need to fear the Divine Moon Palace. Mother is right. Yu nodded respectfully. But right at this moment. Oh. Yu's expression suddenly changed. Many principals masters of the nine-tailed clan in the hall were also shocked. What's wrong? Ying looked down. Mother, the experts of the Divine Moon Palace have arrived. Yu said seriously. Oh, so soon? Ying could not help but look surprised, but then he smiled. Yes, the people of the Divine Moon Palace are very smart. They know that our nine-tailed clan is not fully prepared. The experts invited and the reinforcements of the Dark Clan haven't arrived yet, so they want to take the opportunity to attack our nine-tailed clan directly. Humph, you think well, but the truth is not that easy. Yu sneered. Let's go out and take a look together. Ying waved his hand, but he had already disappeared into the hall. Chapter 3467 Attracting attention in the void outside the ancestral land of the nine-tailed clan, numerous figures were gathered there. Each of these figures was emitting a magnificent and tyrannical aura. Any one of these auras had already reached the level of a principal's master. Nearly 50 principal's masters were gathered together, and the pressure formed made the members of the nine-tailed clan who had already seen the scene here unable to breathe. So many principal's masters. This Divine Moon Palace is really powerful. Ying had already arrived at the void at the edge of the clan land. He could not help but sigh when he saw the scene outside the clan land. It seems that the outside world has produced many talented people during the years I've been in seclusion. A heavenly sword Marquis and a mere immortal saint had turned the divine beginning realm upside down. And now, there's someone who has condensed such a powerful force in such a short period of time. Mother, the reason why the Divine Moon Palace could rise so quickly is that they used some unknown method to directly control the Howling Demon Clan and the Scarlet Gold Clan. The method used by the Divine Moon Palace is similar to soul control or enchantment. However, we don't know what exactly it is, said Yu. If they really rely on soul control or enchantment, it's really amazing. The Nine-Tailed Clan is also good at soul control and enchantment. I wonder if the person behind the Divine Moon Palace has something to do with the Nine-Tailed Clan. Ying narrowed his eyes. At this moment, among the crowd outside, Axe 1 Master, Duan Marquis and Star Saint Master had already appeared at the front. Even though the three of them had concealed their auras, Ying was a peak expert of the 6 states of the void, so he naturally sensed the existence of these 3 people at the first moment. What's going on? Didn't they say that there is only one expert of the 6 states of the void in the Divine Moon Palace? And there are only 2 experts of the 6 states of the void who have been following Heavenly Sword Marquis all this time? But why are there a total of 5 experts of the 6 states of the void in front of us now? Ying's expression had become solemn. 5 void 6th realm experts? The principals masters of the surrounding Nine-Tailed Clan were shocked when they heard this. Impossible. There are only so many void 6th realm experts in the Divine Beginning realm. How could there be 3 void 6th realm experts in the Divine Moon Palace? You said. Senses are wrong. Why? Do you think my senses are wrong? Ying glanced at Yu. Yu's body trembled, but her eyes were still filled with disbelief. 5 experts of the 6th level of the void? How can there be so many? He was not the only one. Even the principal's master of the Nine-Tailed Clan was panicking. After all, the Nine-Tailed Clan only had 2 experts of the 6th level of the void. Purely in terms of lineup, this Divine Moon Palace has nearly 20 more principals masters than our Nine-Tailed Clan. Even the top experts of the 6th level of the void are 3 more than us. In terms of overall combat strength, our Nine-Tailed Clan and the Divine Moon Palace are no longer in direct proportion. Now that the Divine Moon Palace is attacking head-on, they naturally have a high chance of winning. Our Nine-Tailed Clan is not suited to face them head-on, Ying said. The surrounding elders nodded one after another. They could see that the gap between the 2 sides was too big. It would be foolish to fight them head-on. Let's wait. Although it's a little sullen, what we Nine-Tailed Clan need to do now is to guard the ancestral land. We can't go out. With the 5-element formation left by the ancestor, Divine Moon Palace can't attack. We can only wait here quietly for the reinforcements of the Dark World Clan. When the experts of the Dark World Clan arrive, we will be qualified to fight the Divine Moon Palace head-on, Ying said. The experts of the Nine-Tailed Clan naturally obeyed Ying's orders. At this moment, Jian Wushuang, Shower, and the others were standing together in the void. It seems that the Nine-Tailed Clan doesn't intend to fight. Jian Wushuang smiled. It's normal. There are no more than 30 principals masters in the Nine-Tailed Clan. Besides, the auras of Axe 1 Master, Marquis Duan and Star Saint Master can't be hidden from the clan leader. They know that there's a big gap between them and us, so of course they choose to avoid fighting. Shower smiled. But this is also within our expectations. Duan Marquis, he'll leave the Nine-Tailed Clan's clan protection array to you. Shower glanced at Duan Marquis. It's not difficult to break the array, but I'm worried that during the process of breaking the array, the experts of the Nine-Tailed Clan will appear and disturb me. Duan Marquis said. That's simple. You can rest assured and go break the array. They'll think of a way to divert the attention of the Nine-Tailed Clan for you so that no one will disturb you. Shower said. Haha, then I will go. Duan Marquis laughed and immediately headed toward the ancestral land of the Nine-Tailed Clan. Miss Shower, what method do you have to divert the attention of the Nine-Tailed Clan? Do you want us to attack them head-on? X1 Master asked. I have my own methods. Just watch. Shower smiled and immediately rushed forward. In the blink of an eye, she had arrived in front of the Nine-Tailed Clan's ancestral land. She was only a few hundred meters away from the entrance of the Nine-Tailed Clan. The current Grandmaster of the Nine-Tailed Clan, come out and have a chat. Shower's voice was calm, but it spread throughout the entire void. Naturally, it also spread to the Nine-Tailed Clan. Who are you? Do you deserve to have a chat with my Grandmaster? A deep voice immediately sounded from within the Nine-Tailed Clan. This voice belonged to some of the 5 Void Realm elders of the Nine-Tailed clan. My name is Shower. I'm afraid that this name will be unfamiliar to your Nine-Tailed clan. However, my current identity is the Divine Moon Palace's Palace Master. Shower said with a faint smile. What? Exclamations immediately sounded from within the Nine-Tailed clan. They could see Shower's appearance through the 5 elements array formation. The latter looked like a little girl, but this little girl was actually the mysterious Palace Master of the Divine Moon Palace who possessed heaven-reaching means? The founder of the Divine Moon Palace? What kind of joke is this? The Palace Master of the Divine Moon Palace was able to establish the Divine Moon Palace on his own, and in just a few hundred years he led the Divine Moon Palace to such an extent. He could even compete with my Nine-Tailed clan. How can such a method be compared to an ordinary person? Although the mysterious Palace Master of the Divine Moon Palace has never appeared before, according to my Nine-Tailed clan's guess, the Palace Master of the Divine Moon Palace should be at least a 6th level Void Realm expert. But you are only at the 4th level of the Void Realm and your aura isn't too dense. Clearly you have just broken through not long ago, and you dare to pretend? The 5-level Void Realm Elder of the Nine-Tailed clan shouted. Ha, I didn't expect that in the eyes of your Nine-Tailed clan, I have such great ability. Shower smiled, but then he said seriously, I am indeed the Palace Master of the Divine Moon Palace. It's easy to face him head-on. Lord Su, come here. Chapter 3468 The Bloodline of the Emperor Phoenix. After hearing the order, Su Zhu immediately came to Shower's side respectfully. Kneel. Shower said softly. Su Zhu did not hesitate at all and directly knelt down in front of the countless experts present. This scene caused the experts of the Nine-Tailed clan to be extremely shocked. A powerful expert at the 6th level of the Void actually kneeled before her in public? That person is Su Zhu. I've heard of him. It's said that he's a solitary expert with a proud personality. With his strength and personality, even if he's facing a Saint Realm Master or a Ruler Realm expert, he definitely wouldn't be like this. After all, a powerful expert at the 6th level of the Void wouldn't completely disregard his dignity. Just what kind of method did that woman use to actually make an expert of the 6 states of the Void be willing to become a slave? The principals masters of the Nine-Tailed clan were all discussing amongst themselves. How is it? Now, do I have the qualifications to talk to your Nine-Tailed clan's Grandmaster? Shower said with a faint smile. Within the Nine-Tailed clan, everyone's gazes turned toward Ying. Ying waved her sleeve. Although her body did not move, in the void outside the ancestral land of the Nine-Tailed clan, a strand of her consciousness had condensed and formed. Divine Moon Palace Master. Ying's voice was calm. You are the current Grandmaster of the Nine-Tailed clan? Your name should be Ying, right? And your mother, the previous Grandmaster of the Nine-Tailed clan, is Gu. Shower asked. So what if I am? Ying's expression was cold. It's nothing. I just think it's a little funny. I didn't expect that the most inconspicuous and ordinary-looking little fellow, Gu, would become the clan leader in the end. Yu's taste isn't that good. Shower sneered. But after hearing Shower's words, Ying's gaze immediately turned cold. Who are you? How dare you call my mother a little fellow? Ying's heart was already filled with anger. Gu was her mother, the previous clan leader of the Nine-Tailed clan. As for Yu, that was her grandmother, the previous clan leader of the Nine-Tailed clan. Many years ago, Yu passed the position of clan leader of the Nine-Tailed clan to her mother, Gu. Subsequently, her mother, Gu, passed the position of clan leader to her. Although there were only 2 generations between them in reality as a member of a celestial race, each generation of the Nine-Tailed clan had an extremely long time to pass on the inheritance. A clan leader usually had an extremely long period of time in office. 100 to 200 million years could only be considered short. It was usually 400 to 500 million years. For example, from the time she took over the position of clan leader until now, it had already been more than 200 million years. However, this Divine Moon Palace Master who appeared out of nowhere actually mentioned her mother and even her grandmother the moment she opened her mouth. Moreover, she even called her mother a little fellow? Ying, you don't have to be angry. I call that Gu a little fellow, so I naturally have the qualifications. Because if we were to really talk about seniority, Gu would have to call me aunt. Even Yu would have to call me aunt. Shower said with a smile. What? Everyone in the Nine-Tailed clan was shocked. Even Ying was shocked. What, you don't believe me? Shower smiled. Ying, listen carefully. Shower is only my name in this life. However, countless years ago my real name was Ji. As the clan leader, have you ever heard of this name? Shower said seriously. De Ying's pupils constricted at first. Then, as if he had thought of something, his body trembled and his expression changed drastically. De? You are the De who fought with grandmother for the position of clan leader back then? As soon as he said that, De Ying immediately shook his head. Impossible, De. That person is someone from who knows how many years ago. He is even older than grandmother. Moreover, this De had already been executed for betraying my nine-tailed clan back then. How could she still be alive? Even if she really survived with this De's talent, she should have at least reached the 6th level of the void. How could she have just stepped into the 4th level of the void like you? De Ying's cold voice reverberated in the world. She absolutely did not believe that the person in front of her was the same De from back then. It was not just her. Everyone in the nine-tailed clan also did not believe it. De, although it had been a long time since she was born, she was once a prominent figure in the nine-tailed clan. She was even a strong competitor for the nine-tailed clan leader position. Her talent and reputation were shocking. Even now, many people in the nine-tailed clan knew of her existence. Because they did not believe that Shower was dodgy. However, Shower smiled in the face of the doubts of the nine-tailed clan members. I know you don't believe me, but I naturally have a way to prove it. First, it's this. Shower moved and a pure bloodline power rose from her body. This bloodline power originated from the nine-tailed clan's bloodline. Moreover, the purity of the bloodline immediately caused the many members of the nine-tailed clan to palpitate the moment it rose. When they saw the bloodline aura that rose from Shower's body, most of the tribe members could not help but feel a desire to submit in their hearts. This bloodline aura, De Ying's expression also changed drastically. Under the guidance of the bloodline aura, a blurry shadow that was so huge that it covered the entire void rose from behind Shower. This blurry shadow was silver-white in color. Only its head had a faint golden edge. Its huge body was extremely luxurious and beautiful. There were 9 silver-white tails behind it. These 9 tails were slightly raised. It made this figure look extremely beautiful. This is the body of the Emperor Phoenix. No one knew who was the first person in the nine-tailed clan to cry out in shock, and the next person to unite the nine-tailed clan was completely shaken. This is indeed the body of the Emperor Phoenix. The bloodline of the Emperor Phoenix, this is the supreme bloodline of our nine-tailed clan. Oh my god, Emperor Phoenix bloodline, did our nine-tailed clan give birth to the Emperor Phoenix bloodline again? The nine-tailed clan was completely boiling. Emperor Phoenix bloodline, that was the supreme bloodline of the nine-tailed clan. Since the birth of the nine-tailed clan, the number of people who had the Emperor Phoenix bloodline that had been born over countless years were few and far between. This represented the highest nobility of the nine-tailed clan, the purest bloodline. Under normal circumstances, the Emperor Phoenix bloodline was the orthodox bloodline of the nine-tailed clan. One could become the leader of the nine-tailed clan, which was also the clan leader. After all, the Emperor Phoenix bloodline was not born in every era. In this era, De Ying, as the clan leader, did not have the Emperor Phoenix bloodline, including her mother, De Gu. However, as her grandmother, De Yu, was the one who possessed the Emperor Phoenix bloodline, as the orthodox bloodline, the chances of her descendants awakening the Emperor Phoenix bloodline in the future were extremely high. That was why De Ying was qualified to become the clan leader of the nine-tailed clan. Chapter 3469 was even more qualified in this generation. No one from the nine-tailed clan had awakened the Emperor Phoenix bloodline. But now this divine Moon Palace master before them actually possessed the supreme Emperor Phoenix bloodline of their nine-tailed clan. Furthermore, this divine Moon Palace had directly led many experts to attack the nine-tailed clan. This shocked the nine-tailed clan to an unprecedented level. Emperor Phoenix bloodline. So what if you have Emperor Phoenix bloodline? It's not like our nine-tailed clan doesn't have Emperor Phoenix bloodline in history. Who knows what method you used to obtain my Emperor Phoenix bloodline? Who knows, it might be our nine-tailed clan's enemy who secretly used a special method to possess our nine-tailed clan members? De Ying shouted sternly. Many members of the nine-tailed clan were startled awake after hearing these words. That's right. Just the Emperor Phoenix bloodline alone could not prove anything. Furthermore, it could not prove Shower's identity. Just the Emperor Phoenix bloodline alone cannot prove it. What about this move? Shower smiled strangely. The moment she revealed her smile, in the eyes of the enormous nine-tail void behind her, 2 light purple rays suddenly flashed. These 2 light purple rays were extremely dazzling. They were like 2 purple stars that instantly attracted the attention of everyone present. At the instant everyone saw these light purple rays, obscure energy swept over. Within the nine-tailed clan, countless members of the tribe raised their heads and looked at the eyes of the nine-tailed void figure that were emitting light purple rays. Their gazes gradually became misty, becoming dull, and forgetting themselves. Even many principals masters of the nine-tailed clan revealed the same expression. They were all attracted by the gaze of the nine-tailed phantom. And those who were also attracted by the gaze of the nine-tailed phantom, but did not immerse themselves in it, were only the extremely powerful principals masters of the nine-tailed clan. However, although these principals masters were not attracted by that gaze, the shock in their hearts was even greater at this moment. Could this be Nine Life Succubus Heavenly Technique? Yes, it's the supreme secret technique of our nine-tailed clan, Nine Life Succubus Heavenly Technique. The supreme divine ability of the Succubus Heavenly Technique, the supreme treasure of our nine-tailed clan. Ever since our nine-tailed clan obtained this secret technique, no one has been able to truly master this secret technique. But now, what she is using is definitely the Nine Life Succubus Heavenly Technique. And just by looking at it, even the principal's masters cannot help but be affected. This clearly shows that she has completely mastered the Nine Life Succubus Heavenly Technique. Could this Divine Moon Palace master really be that Deji from back then? Numerous gazes were fixed on Shower. The principal's masters who were initially filled with doubts about Shower's identity had now begun to waver in their hearts. Ying and everyone from the nine-tailed clan, you should be able to believe it now, right? Shower stood in front of the nine-tailed phantom with an indifferent expression. Her voice was like a bewitching charm as it reverberated through the world. Back then, the nine-tailed clan actually gave birth to two owners of the Emperor Phoenix bloodline at the same time. One of them was me and the other was your grandmother, Diyu. Originally, your grandmother, Diyu, was far inferior to me in terms of strength, talent, seniority. I was publicly acknowledged as the first successor of the nine-tailed clan back then. However, it was a pity that Diyu's mother, who was also the clan leader of the nine-tailed clan at that time, Dishi, was selfish. In order for Diyu to smoothly become the new clan leader of the nine-tailed clan, she tried every means to make things difficult for me in the clan back then. However, I dodged all of them one by one. But later, the 4 divine races and the 8 directions celestial sect joined forces with the 3 holy regions to attack the 7 stars mysterious sect. Because I was already engaged to Shursan Di, the leader of the 7 stars mysterious sect, Dishi schemed to say that I had betrayed the nine-tailed clan and secretly executed me. Fortunately, I was lucky enough to comprehend the 9 lives charming heaven spell before I died. I entered the path of reincarnation and began my reincarnation. After that, I experienced 9 reincarnations and 9 experiential journeys. I finally mastered the 9 lives charming heaven spell and began my journey of revenge. Unfortunately, the 9 reincarnations took too long. In this life, that Dishi had already gone to the cosmic battlefield. Her descendants, Diyu and Degu, had also left one after another, leaving the position of clan leader to you, Ying. And today I came here to take back what originally belonged to me. I want to retake control of the nine-tailed clan. Anyone who dares to disobey me in the nine-tailed clan will be killed without mercy. Ying, if you are sensible, you can give up your position as the clan leader now and bring your daughters out of the divine beginning realm to the universe battlefield. I can consider the fact that we are from the same race, so I won't bother with your grudges in the past. But if you are stubborn, I will attack the nine-tailed clan directly. At that time, not only will the nine-tailed clan suffer, even you and your daughters won't be able to live. Shower's voice carried a somber killing intent as it reverberated throughout the world. The nine-tailed clan members who heard this immediately went into an uproar. One had to know that they had previously thought that the Divine Moon Palace was the enemy of the nine-tailed clan and that there was no way to resolve it with their nine-tailed clan. Both sides had to fight to the death, and since that was the case, they were prepared to fight to the death. But now, they knew that the Divine Moon Palace was not the enemy of the nine-tailed clan. Instead, the Divine Moon Palace Master was a member of the nine-tailed clan. It was only because the nine-tailed clan had mistreated her previously that she was here to seek justice, to take back control of the nine-tailed clan. This immediately made many nine-tailed clan members waver. After all, to most clan members, no matter who became the nine-tailed clan's tribe leader, it did not matter much. And what Shower wanted was the nine-tailed clan's clan leader position, and she did indeed have the qualifications to do so. Possessing the Emperor Phoenix bloodline, and even mastering the 9 lives succubus heaven technique that no one in the nine-tailed clan had ever mastered. The only flaw might be that her current strength was slightly weaker, but for her to be able to, she had created a divine moon palace that was so terrifying that even her overall strength surpassed that of the nine-tailed clan. One could only imagine how formidable her methods were. All in all, Shower was more qualified than Ying to become the Nine-Tailed Clan leader. Since Shower was more qualified to become the Nine-Tailed Clan leader, it was not justified for her to become the Nine-Tailed Clan leader. Moreover, if Shower became the clan leader, not only would she be able to avoid a life-and-death battle, but she would also be able to become the Nine-Tailed Clan leader. Moreover, Shower would definitely merge the Divine Moon Palace into the Nine-Tailed Clan. In this way, the Nine-Tailed Clan's overall strength would also receive an unprecedented increase. This would be of great benefit to the Nine-Tailed Clan. After understanding this point, many members of the Nine-Tailed Clan were gradually leaning toward Shower's side. Chapter 3470 Suppression. The Nine-Tailed Clan was in an uproar. Countless members of the Nine-Tailed Clan were discussing Shower's Emperor Phoenix bloodline and the Nine-Life Heavenly Charms technique. And just as many people began to lean toward Shower, a principal's master suddenly knelt down. Elder Duan of the Nine-Tailed Clan welcomes the return of Grandmaster Deji to retake control of the Nine-Tailed Clan. The principal's master's voice was so loud that it directly drowned out the voices of everyone present. It did not only reverberate throughout the entire Nine-Tailed Clan, it also reverberated throughout the entire world. For a moment, countless members of the Nine-Tailed Clan focused their gazes on this principal's master. Duan, are you crazy? We haven't even confirmed whether this person is really the original Deji. How can you say such a thing? Du was the first to rebuke. However, the principal's master's Duan said in a deep voice, I'm not crazy. I'm just being realistic. Grandmaster Deji was a figure from the era of Grandmaster Du. Not only does she have the bloodline of the Emperor Phoenix, but she has also cultivated the Nine Lives Charming Heaven technique that no one in our Nine-Tailed Clan has ever mastered. No one in our Nine-Tailed Clan can compare with her in these two aspects. The Nine-Tailed Clan has always valued bloodlines above all else. Grandmaster Deji is naturally more qualified than Ying to be the Grandmaster of the Nine-Tailed Clan. Promise me. If I were you, for the sake of the Nine-Tailed Clan, I would take the initiative to offer the position of Grandmaster and hand the Nine-Tailed Clan over to Grandmaster Deji. Not only would I be able to avoid a great war, but I would also be able to increase the strength of the Nine-Tailed Clan to an unprecedented level. This is truly for the good of the Nine-Tailed Clan. Shut up. Du was furious. As for Ying, his face turned gloomy. Du, everything I said is for the good of the Nine-Tailed Clan. Even if you kill me, I will say it out loud and make Ying hand over the position of tribe leader so that Grandmaster Deji can take control of the Nine-Tailed Clan again. This is the best choice for the Nine-Tailed Clan. Duan added. After he finished speaking, he was supported by many clansmen around him. Yes, in the clan motto, above bloodline, Ying does not possess the bloodline of Emperor Phoenix, so she cannot be compared to Grandmaster Deji. Furthermore, Grandmaster Deji has mastered the Nine Lives Succubus Heaven technique. She is more qualified than anyone else to be the new clan leader of the Nine-Tailed Clan. I also support Grandmaster Deji. Grandmaster Ying, for the sake of our Nine-Tailed Clan, please hand over the position of Grandmaster. More and more clansmen began to speak. Among them there was no lack of principals masters. For a moment many people agreed with them. Crazy, you're all crazy. Duan, do you know what you're doing? Shut up, all of you, shut up. In the Nine-Tailed Clan, there were also many experts who were not swayed and still followed Ying. At this moment they all stood out. This was equivalent to two voices coming from within the Nine-Tailed Clan. One was to ask Ying to hand over the position of clan leader so that Shower could control the Nine-Tailed Clan. The other was naturally following Ying as usual. The two voices appeared within the Nine-Tailed Clan at the same time, causing the Nine-Tailed Clan to fall into complete chaos. In the void outside the Nine-Tailed Clan, many experts from the Divine Moon Palace's camp were still standing there, their gazes looking forward. Although they could not see what was happening in the Nine-Tailed Clan's ancestral land because of the protective array, they could hear the chaotic voices coming from inside the Nine-Tailed Clan. Obviously, the Nine-Tailed Clan was now in a complete mess. It was a complete mess. Seeing this scene, Jianghu could not help exclaiming in admiration. Miss Shower's methods are really impressive. She revealed her identity at the gate of the Nine-Tailed Clan's ancestral land, causing chaos in the Nine-Tailed Clan. If I'm not wrong, the first person who said she would support her to regain control of the Nine-Tailed Clan, Duan, should be the expert she secretly controlled. Shower had previously said that she controlled some people in the Nine-Tailed Clan, but the status of the people she controlled was not too high. As in now, this Duan was only a void second-level principal's master, but it was this kind of person who had played a huge role at the crucial moment, causing the Nine-Tailed Clan to be in complete chaos. This Miss Shower's methods are indeed brilliant, but this world still relies on strength to speak. And in the Nine-Tailed clan, in terms of pure strength, the clan leader, Ying, is naturally the strongest. It's impossible for this Miss Shower to disintegrate the Nine-Tailed clan just like that and make that Ying obediently hand over the position of clan leader. If nothing goes wrong, it won't be long before the voice of support for Shower in the Nine-Tailed clan will be suppressed, said Demon Master Chenhuo. That's for sure. However, when Ying suppressed Duan and the others and completely suppressed the voice, Duan Marquis was not affected at all. When the Nine-Tailed clan has calmed down, the magic array will have been broken. Miss Shower's goal has been achieved. Jianghu smiled. He knew very well that Shower's original intention was not to make Ying hand over the position of clan leader, nor was it to disintegrate the Nine-Tailed clan from the inside. Her real purpose was to attract the attention of the Nine-Tailed clan and buy time for Marquis Duan to break the array so that the Nine-Tailed clan would not notice and disturb Marquis Duan. From the looks of it now, Shower had indeed completely attracted the attention of the Nine-Tailed clan. As time passed, the voice of support for Shower from the Nine-Tailed clan was gradually suppressed. But at this moment, Marquis Duan had already returned to Shower's side. How is it? Shower glanced at Marquis Duan. I have underestimated this 5 elements array. Although I have understood this array before, it is still quite difficult to truly crack it. Fortunately, with the assistance of the realm-breaking talisman, I was able to crack this 5 elements array. Right now, I have already infiltrated most of the 5 elements array, but the Nine-Tailed clan and the array spirit did not sense it at all. Next, as long as Miss Shower gives the order, I will be able to instantly crack this array. Duan Marquis said confidently. That's great. Thank you, Duan Marquis. Shower was obviously excited. It's nothing. Duan Marquis smiled. Shower nodded and took a step forward. Her cold voice echoed in the air. Ying, have you thought about whether you want to hand over the position of clan leader or me? Ha, Divine Moon Palace Master, your methods of bewitching people are indeed impressive. However, to think that you can control my Nine-Tailed clan with such a trivial trick is a little too whimsical. If you really have the ability, just do it. No matter what tricks your Divine Moon Palace has, my Nine-Tailed clan will take it. Ying's laughter echoed through the world. Chapter 3471 Destroying the Dead. At this moment, the Nine-Tailed clan had completely calmed down. Ying had also used her lightning-fast methods to control the Nine-Tailed clan into an iron plate. She was not afraid of Shower's bewitchment at all. Ying, this is your own choice. In that case you can't blame me, Shower said coldly. There's no point in talking nonsense. If you have the ability, just bring your men and attack directly, Ying said. Ying, it seems that you're very confident in the Nine-Tailed clan's protective array. That's right. After all, it's a 5-element array obtained from the universe battlefield. Under normal circumstances, unless a Sage Realm Master or a ruler-level powerhouse comes personally, it's impossible to break it. Unfortunately, there are exceptions to everything. Today, I want you to see how this protective array was broken. Shower smiled coldly. Marquis Duan, let's do it. Marquis Duan had already made full preparations. After Shower's signal, he smiled faintly and waved his hand, causing a green token to fly toward the array in front of him. This green token was the realm-breaking token. Realm-breaking token? Ying saw this green token in the array and recognized it at a glance. However, she still smiled lightly. So what if there is a realm-breaking token? Do you think that just because someone said so, this array can be? Before Ying could finish her words, she suddenly stopped. That was because she had already noticed that after the realm-breaking talisman entered the formation, the originally indestructible clan-protecting formation began to tremble crazily at this moment. The entire formation was trembling violently as if it was on the verge of collapse. At the same time as the Nine-Tailed clan's clan leader, Ying also received a message from the formation spirit at the first moment. This message told her that someone had used a great method to infiltrate the inner part of the formation and had already broken most of it. Now that the realm-breaking talisman had been used, the formation could not withstand it and was about to collapse. How is this possible? This is the strongest formation of our Nine-Tailed clan. How could it be broken by someone? Ying's expression changed drastically. She did not believe that the strongest formation of the Nine-Tailed clan could be broken by someone. But the truth was in her eyes. Rumble. A violent rumble suddenly came from the array formation. Following that, the 5 elements array formation that covered the entire Nine-Tailed clan began to collapse. The 5 elements, gold, wood, water, fire, and earth, scattered crazily. In the blink of an eye, The 5 elements array formation that the Nine-Tailed Clan was proud of completely collapsed. And the Nine-Tailed Clan was completely exposed in front of the many experts of the Divine Moon Palace camp. Ying, don't you just want to trap and guard this array formation and wait for the experts of the Dark World to arrive? Do you think I don't know? Shower sneered, but unfortunately this array formation has already been broken. You won't be able to wait for the experts of the Dark World to arrive either. Those who belong to the Divine Moon Palace charge in. Those who dare to resist will be killed without mercy. Shower's voice was solemn. Previously, no matter if it was to deal with the Howling Demon Clan or the Scarlet Gold Clan, Shower had given orders to keep the experts of the other party as long as possible so as to facilitate her control and strengthen her own side. But now, facing the Nine-Tailed Clan, Shower displayed an unprecedented killing intent. It was clear that she did not want to rely on her charm to control the experts and clansmen of the Nine-Tailed Clan. Instead, she wanted to completely wipe out the entire Nine-Tailed Clan through a bloody massacre. Then she would take control of it and make the Nine-Tailed Clan truly submit to her. The nature of these two were completely different. Hearing Shower's order, the numerous principals masters of the Divine Moon Palace camp instantly moved. One after another, incomparably powerful auras soared into the sky. Nearly 50 principals masters either transformed into a sea of fire, shrouded in boundless darkness, or were like blades or sharp blades, directly charging into the Nine-Tailed Clan. A terrifying aura that was like a raging wave completely enveloped and suppressed the Nine-Tailed Clan. The Nine-Tailed Clan was in a complete uproar. The expressions of the Nine-Tailed Clan members changed drastically when they saw the principals masters swarming over like wasps. They knew very well that the Nine-Tailed Clan could not compare to the Divine Moon Palace in terms of overall strength. The only thing they could rely on was the Nine-Tailed Clan's clan protection array. However, they did not expect the clan protection array to be broken by the Divine Moon Palace. Without the protection of the array, the experts of the Divine Moon Palace directly charged over. How could they resist? Quick, stop them. No matter what price we have to pay, we must stop them. Low cries rang out one after another. Even though they knew that there was a huge difference in the battle strength between the upper echelons of the two sides, the masters of rules of the Nine-Tailed Clan still tried their best to meet them, wanting to stop the experts of the Divine Moon Palace. However, the principals masters who chose to meet them were only a part of them. There was still a part of them. Previously, they were only forced by Ying's suppression and then placed their hopes on the clan protection array. But now that the clan protection array was broken, this part of the experts immediately understood the situation in front of them. Hence, they gave up on resisting and did not attack. The people of the Divine Moon Palace also listened to Shower's orders. As long as they did not resist, they would not attack them. As a result, there was no way to resist the power of Divine Moon Palace in front of the experts of Divine Moon Palace. It was completely one-sided. It's as easy as crushing a dead branch. Jianghu was still standing in the void outside the Nine-Tailed Clan. He looked calmly at everything in front of him. He also understood that since the protection formation of the Nine-Tailed Clan had been forced, moreover, when two different voices emerged in the chaos of the Nine-Tailed Clan, he knew that there was almost no suspense in this battle. If there was only one suspense, it would be Ying. After all, Ying is an expert at the peak of the 6 realms of the void. It's not easy to deal with him. Chenhuo, go. If you don't help, no one in the Divine Moon Palace camp will be able to stop him, Jianghu said. He had already seen Ying fight with Axe 1 Master and Star Saint Master. Although they were fighting 1 against 2, Ying still had the upper hand. There was nothing he could do. Although Axe 1 Master and Star Saint Master were both at the 6 void realms, they were still far from the peak of the 6 void realms. If they joined hands, they could barely fight against Ying. What about you? Will you fight in this battle? Demon Master Chenhuo glanced at Jianghu slowly. Of course, there are a few acquaintances of mine in the Nine-Tailed Clan. I have to greet them properly. Although Jianghu was smiling, his smile was as cold as a blade. His eyes were already looking at the 2 people in the battlefield ahead. These 2 people were Yu and Su. Chapter 3472. Yu in the Nine-Tailed Clan. The 2 people who had dealt with Jianghu were Yu and Su. When he was outside the Blood Wave realm, Jianghu was already on the verge of death when he was surrounded and killed by the inescapable net of the 3 Saint realms. However, at this critical moment, Yu and Su had rushed to the battlefield with a group of principals masters of the Nine-Tailed Clan. For him, it was like adding insult to injury. Fortunately, he was lucky enough to survive that battle. However, he would not forget the people who had attacked him. Although De Yu and De Su had wanted to avenge the nine-tailed clan's saintess, he would not let them off since they were already in front of him. The battle within the nine-tailed clan was at its climax. Many experts from the Divine Moon Palace were trying their best to eliminate the resistance of the nine-tailed clan. Meanwhile, Demon Master Chenhuo had already stopped De Ying. With the help of Axe One Master and Star Saint Master, they had also suppressed De Ying. At this moment, Jian Wushuang made his move. He ignored the principals masters of the nine-tailed clan and went straight to the center of the battlefield, appearing in front of De Yu. De Yu, do you still remember me? Jian Wushuang said indifferently. It's you? Seeing Jian Wushuang, De Yu's eyes immediately turned scarlet. Heavenly Sword Marquis, how dare you appear in front of me? Why not? Jian Wushuang smiled. Now your nine-tailed clan is in great danger. Your mother, including you, is still in danger. Why do you still want to avenge the Nine Palace Saintess? Humph, you killed my sixth sister. This is irreconcilable. De Yu shouted in a low voice. Well, I'll give you a chance now. Let's fight to the death here. Jian Wushuang's voice was indifferent. He glanced at the three principals masters from the Divine Moon Palace camp. Leave De Yu to me. You don't have to interfere. Mr. Heavenly Sword Marquis, do you want a fair fight with her? Mr. Heavenly Sword Marquis, she's not weak. She's relatively strong among the four void realms. You have to be careful if you fight with her. Yes. The three of us have been attacking her for so long, but we still can't do anything to her. It shows her strength. The principals masters of Divine Moon Palace said one after another. Don't worry. I know what to do, Jian Wushuang said. Seeing this, the three principals masters did not say anything more. They immediately retreated to the side to deal with the experts of the other nine-tailed clan. De Yu, no one will be in our way now. Make your move, Jian Wushuang said with a smile. Heavenly Sword Marquis, since you want to die, you can't blame me. De Yu's eyes were cold, emitting a cold light. No need to talk nonsense. Bring out all your strength. Otherwise you won't have a chance. Jian Wushuang's voice was indifferent, and the way he looked at De Yu was also extremely cold. De Yu's aura was slightly heavy, but suddenly, a fierce light flashed in her eyes. Swish! A stream of light flashed, and De Yu's figure disappeared in front of Jian Wushuang. You're quite fast. Jian Wushuang smiled faintly. His soul perception could easily capture De Yu's position. Heavenly Sword Marquis, die. A cold voice came from the void beside Jian Wushuang. Jian Wushuang turned around and saw that the void had been shattered, and De Yu emerged from it. At the same time, she was holding a long cyan spear in her hand. The long spear suddenly pierced through the void with a strange piercing force and rushed toward Jian Wushuang's head. Jian Wushuang was still standing there. When he saw the cyan long spear in front of him, he immediately sensed the strong power contained in the long sword. The piercing power of this spear was especially astonishing. Most importantly, at the moment the long spear came at him, a strange cyan light lit up in De Yu's eyes. The cyan light shot toward Jian Wushuang like a demonic charm and directly entered his body. Jian Wushuang's body shook slightly, but he immediately returned to normal. Enchantment. Jian Wushuang sneered in his heart. Having lived 2 lives and experienced so many trials and tribulations, his heart had long been like a blade. Now, even if Shower used the 9-life heaven charm on him, it would be difficult for it to really affect him. Compared to Shower, De Yu's enchantment was far inferior. It could not affect Jian Wushuang at all. After easily withstanding the charm attack, Jian Wushuang unsheathed his Blood Mountain sword. Buzz! A surge of shocking sword essence suddenly rose up. With a murderous intent, it shot into the sky. In the next moment, Jian Wushuang struck out with his sword. Wushuang Sword Manual, Shixiang. Whoosh! The huge blood-red sword light slashed out. Jian Wushuang had already activated his life divine power and even used his heaven-cleaving skill. The power of the sword reached its peak in an instant. Bang! The huge blood-red sword light smashed into the green spear with terrifying power. The green spear shook, and the terrifying impact made De Yu unable to hold the spear. The cyan spear was also sent flying. However, the power of the blood-red sword beam did not decrease as it continued to slash at De Yu's divine body. Although De Yu was a ruler of the laws of the 4th level of the Void, and a member of the Nine-Tailed Clan, and her protective abilities were not ordinary, under the power of the blood-red sword beam, her divine body actually collapsed, and a large amount of divine power was annihilated on the spot. By the time her divine body recovered, her aura had weakened by nearly 40%. How is this possible? How can he destroy my divine body and destroy nearly 40% of my divine power with a single strike? Even an ordinary expert of the 5 void realms can't do this. Diyu was terrified. She did not know that Jian Wushuang's life divine power and heaven-cleaving skill, combined with his 3 parts of will, were indeed more powerful than ordinary experts of the 5 void realms. For example, in the divine ancestor Taoist sect, the Xian master of the Nether ancestor lineage was an expert of the void 5 realms. He was considered an extremely powerful existence among the void 5 realms, but when it came to power, as long as Jian Wushuang used the heaven-cleaving skill, he would be no match for him. In other words, once Jian Wushuang used the heaven-cleaving skill at full strength, his power could barely reach the peak of the void 5 realms. An expert at the peak of the 5 void realms could not bear the power alone. It was normal for her to lose 40% of her divine power with one sword attack. If she were to fight against an expert at the bottom of the 4 void realms, with one sword attack she could at least destroy half of her divine power and kill her opponent with another sword attack. As for the ordinary 2nd or 3rd void realm experts, Jian Wushuang could kill them with one move. Chapter 3473 Spacetime Illusion Kill. Diyu, is this your strongest strength? Jian Wushuang held his sword with one hand and looked at Diyu coldly. You. Diyu widened her eyes and was speechless. An immortal saint destroyed her divine body and destroyed nearly 40% of her divine power with one sword? She could not accept this result. Your strength is too weak. It seems that you won't have a chance to avenge your 6th sister. Let me send you to reunite with your 6th sister. As Jian Wushuang spoke, a faint sword essence rose from his body. At the same time, a large amount of the power of spacetime principles began to gather. Jian Wushuang stood in the middle of the battlefield, but at this moment, his heart was unprecedentedly calm. It was as if all the sounds and people around him had disappeared, leaving him alone, and the sword in his hand. Suddenly Jian Wushuang moved. He took a step forward, and the Blood Mountain sword in his hand fell down. As if he had teleported, he appeared behind Diyu, and no one saw how he passed through the void. Diyu was also completely stunned. She could clearly sense that her life force was running out, and more than 60% of her remaining divine power had been destroyed. How can it be so fast? Diyu murmured. You should be glad that it didn't take me long to comprehend this sword move. You should be proud that you were able to die under it. Jian Wushuang smiled and slowly sheathed the Blood Mountain sword. Diyu could not say a word. Her voice was completely cut off, but the strange thing was that although she was dead, her divine body was still intact. There was only a small sword scar on her neck. However, this sword mark destroyed all her divine power in an instant and killed her on the spot. The sword mark was caused by the sword skill that Jian Wushuang had just displayed. It was called the Instant of Life and Death. The Instant of Life and Death was a sword skill that Jian Wushuang had created in the Peerless Sword Manual. This sword skill was so fast that it could kill the opponent in an instant before the opponent had time to react. It could decide the opponent's life and death in an instant. This move was already very terrifying. However, with this move alone, even with Jian Wushuang's current strength, it was still impossible to destroy more than 60% of Diyu's divine power in an instant without any reaction space. It was impossible. The reason why Jian Wushuang could do this now was because he had perfectly combined the move of the Instant of Life and Death with the Spacetime Illusion Kill. The Spacetime Illusion Kill was the 4th move of the Spacetime Divine Skill. Its nature was almost the same as the Life and Death Instant, and it was also a divine ability that could kill an opponent at a terrifying speed in an instant. In the Temporal Temple, during the 300 years that Jian Wushuang had cultivated with the Temple Master had instructed him to try to integrate the Spacetime Illusion Kill into the Life and Death Instant. At that time, Jian Wushuang had also tried to do the same, but the process was very complicated and extremely difficult, so Jian Wushuang could only study it slowly. Over the years he had been studying this unique move. Finally, during the days in the Divine Moon Palace, he had finally combined the Spacetime Illusion Kill with the moment of life and death. Now, when he fought with Diyu, it was the first time he had truly used this move. He had instantly killed Diyu, who still had more than 60% of his divine power left. The moment of life and death is one of the killing moves in the unparalleled sword scripture that I created. The Spacetime Illusion Kill is also an extremely terrifying killing move in the Spacetime Divine Skill. With the combination of the two, Jian Wushuang's eyes were shining. The Spacetime Divine Skill was a supreme divine skill created by the Temporal Temple Master. This divine skill was mainly used in some auxiliary means. It was a relatively different way of using spacetime. For example, the heaven-designated skill was used to freeze spacetime. The spacetime annihilation was a large-scale annihilation method. The third move, spacetime teleportation, was a life-saving divine skill. Each move was actually a special auxiliary means, but the fourth move was a real killing move, so it was naturally extraordinary. Unfortunately, although I have combined the space-time illusion kill with life and death, I am not very familiar with the combination process and have yet to reach the true power. With my current strength, perhaps the experts of the Void Fourth Realm won't have time to react and their divine bodies will be cut by my sword. But if they are experts of the Void Fifth Realm, they might have a chance to react. Even if they can't keep up with my speed, they can still try their best to protect themselves, Jian muttered. He was able to kill Diyu, who still had more than 60% of her divine power, mainly because she was not very strong. If he encountered an expert of the 5 Void Realms, it would not be easy for him to kill her with this move. But no matter what, Diyu was already dead. Then Jian Wuxia went to look for Desu. Desu, your sister is dead. You should go with her. Jian Wuxia smiled, but there was a huge amount of killing intent condensed on his body. Desu was much weaker than Diyu, so there was no room for her to struggle in front of Jian Wuxia. In just a moment, Desu was also killed by Jian Wuxia. After killing Diyu and Desu, Jian Wuxia left the battlefield and did not fight again. The war among the Nine-Tailed clan was coming to an end. Most of the experts of the Nine-Tailed clan either surrendered or gave up fighting, as long as a few of them were stubborn. Under the siege of the many experts from the Divine Moon Palace camp, they were directly killed. Even though their strength had reached the level of Principal's masters, it was very difficult to kill them. However, this was only in a one-on-one situation. However, if they were to face the siege of several experts and seal off space and time, there was no way out. These Principal's masters were naturally easy to kill. It could be said that the Nine-Tailed clan was now completely under Shower's control. However, Shower still had the biggest problem that she had yet to solve. This problem was naturally that Ying. Ying, who had already reached the peak of the 6 states of the void, was also from the Nine-Tailed clan. Even though he had not awakened the Emperor Phoenix bloodline, his bloodline level was only second to the Emperor Phoenix bloodline. His innate advantage and talent were extremely great. In a one-on-one fight, even the Demon Master Chenhuo could not gain the slightest advantage against her. Even though the Demon Master Chenhuo had the help of Axe One Master and Star Saint Master, she could only slightly suppress Ying. However, Ying's combat strength was still extremely abundant. Even though the entire Nine-Tailed clan was now under Shower's control, she did not. She was still fighting with her life on the line. Chapter 3474 Demon Master Chenhuo and Ying. Bang. 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 Deafening booms rang out one after another. In the void above the Nine-Tailed clan on the main battlefield, a large area of space collapsed, then reassembled, then collapsed again. The spatial rifts that spread over hundreds of meters were devouring everything around them like a bloody mouth. The devouring power generated by such a huge spatial crack was enough to devour ordinary Principal's masters. The scale of this battle was too large and the power was too shocking. It was not something that ordinary Principal's masters could interfere with. Those who dared to enter this battlefield were at least at the 5th level of the void, and they only dared to stand at the edge. And in the center of this battlefield, the ones who were fighting were shockingly those super experts who had reached the 6th level of the void. At this moment, the 4 of them were working together to crazily attack Ying. Even though Ying's strength was monstrous, facing the 4 of them working together, he still appeared to be in a rather miserable state. Another shocking rumble sounded, and a huge hole appeared in the sky. Nine-Tailed clan leader, at this point, aren't you going to surrender? Axe One Master said coldly. Surrender? Ah, do you think the few of you are worthy? Ying laughed coldly. At the same time, he waved his hand, and a blood-colored claw mark tore through the void and appeared in front of Axe One Master. Axe One Master immediately waved the huge axe in his hand to block this claw. As expected of the Nine-Tailed clan, one of the Celestials. You have just reached the peak of the 6 states of the void not long ago, but with your innate advantage, the battle strength you unleashed is not inferior to mine at all. Demon Master Chenhuo said calmly. Humph, your strength is also impatient. Ying glanced at Demon Master Chenhuo. Among the 4 people surrounding her, Demon Master Chenhuo was the strongest and posed the greatest threat to her. I have been staying in a secluded secret realm of heaven and earth for nearly 200 million years. After so many years, it has been a long time since I had a good fight with someone. Today it is rare for me to meet a powerful opponent like you. I want to have a good fight, said Demon Master Chenhuo. Bring it on. Ying was not afraid at all. The 3 of you step aside first. Demon Master Chenhuo glanced at Axe One Master and the other 2. Previously he was worried that Demon Master Chenhuo would not be able to completely restrict Ying alone, allowing Ying to go to other battlefields and heavily injure the Divine Moon Palace camp. But now the war between the Divine Moon Palace and the Nine-Tailed Clan had ended. The entire Nine-Tailed Clan was under Shower's control, leaving only Da Ying alone. In the face of such a situation, they were not afraid that Da Ying would stir up any more trouble. Since Demon Master Chenhuo wanted to fight Da Ying alone, Axe 1 Master, Star Saint Master, and Su Zhu would naturally do as Demon Master Chenhuo wished. As the three of them retreated, only Demon Master Chenhuo and Da Ying were left on the main battlefield. Nine-Tailed Clan leader, I'm going to make my move. Demon Master Chenhuo was still smiling, but the crimson gold glove on his hand began to emit a rich golden light. Sky God Annihilation. Demon Master Chenhuo suddenly roared. He clenched his right hand and instantly, a brilliant golden light surged up, enveloping the entire world in a golden color, and the fist formed by his hand was like a huge golden sun. This golden sun was extremely dazzling, illuminating everything in the world. Under the watchful eyes of everyone around, it suddenly attacked Da Ying in front. Da Ying narrowed her eyes slightly. She looked ahead, and the huge golden sun seemed to want to swallow her whole. And the terrifying power contained within the golden sun, she could naturally feel it very clearly. Umph. With a cold snort, behind Da Ying, a gigantic nine-tailed phantom condensed out of thin air, and dense bloodline power burst out. Although this bloodline power was not as pure as Shower's Emperor Phoenix bloodline, it was not weak either. After the nine-tailed phantom appeared, a sharp whistle suddenly resounded through the void. Following that, Da Ying extended her palm, and the void in front of her exploded inch by inch. A scarlet red light suddenly flashed out. Not only was the speed of this blood light terrifying, but the power it released in an instant was also extremely powerful. In the blink of an eye, it collided head-on with the golden sun. When the two collided instantly, boom! The void shook violently as if the sky and earth were collapsing. The entire Nine-Tailed Clan also began to tremble crazily. The void in the center of the main battlefield had completely disappeared. What replaced it was a huge, boundless space black hole. This space black hole covered the entire battlefield, and a large amount of spatial turbulence was surging crazily. It gave people a suffocating pressure. When the spectators outside the battlefield, including many principals masters on the battlefield, saw this scene, they could not help but gasp and light up. In the middle of the battlefield, after the two forces collided, both the Demon Master Chenhuo and Da Ying were pushed back at the same time. Both of them were pushed back a great distance by the powerful rebound force, and it was with great difficulty that they managed to regain their balance. Amazing! After the Demon Master Chenhuo regained his balance, his eyes emitted a bright light, and he let out a loud laugh. You're also very strong. I think that after I broke through and got out of the Divine Beginning Realm, other than Saint Realm Masters, there shouldn't be anyone else who could be my match. I didn't expect that I would meet you. In terms of cultivation base and the purity of power, you might be stronger than me. If it weren't for the innate advantage of the Nine-Tailed Clan, I might not be your match, Da Ying added. Haha, that's what makes it interesting. Demon Master Chenhuo continued to laugh. To be able to take my Divine Extinguisher head-on without being at a disadvantage, you are also qualified to take my strongest move. Strongest move. Da Ying's pupils constricted. Jianghu, who was watching the battle from outside the battlefield, as well as several experts from the Bloodmartin clan, all understood. Demon Master Chenhuo's technique was extremely powerful. In terms of his ultimate move, although the Divine Extinguisher he had just used was extremely powerful and had almost destroyed the Bloodmartin clan's clan-protecting array with one move, it was not his strongest move. His strongest move was Dragon God Destruction. It seems that Chenhuo is going to use Dragon God Destruction. I've never seen this move before. I wonder how powerful it will be. Jianghu was also looking forward to it. Everyone around the battlefield was also looking at Demon Master Chenhuo. At this moment, Demon Master Chenhuo's aura was extremely calm, but under this calmness, a shocking power slowly rose. Chapter 3475 Dragon God Annihilation Boom. The void trembled, and a surging golden airwave suddenly swept out from the surroundings of Demon Master Chenhuo. This golden airwave directly retreated into the surrounding void, and at this moment the power and aura that had gathered on Demon Master Chenhuo's body had also directly reached the peak. Dragon God Annihilation. The Demon Master Chenhuo slowly spoke, and his right hand slowly clenched into a fist. All the power gathered into this fist. Then it directly blasted out. In an instant, golden light exploded, filling the entire world. Another huge golden sun appeared in this world. At a glance, This golden sun was no different from the golden sun formed when the demon master Chenhuo used the god Annihilation. However, there were so many experts present, and they could see the difference between these two golden suns with a glance. If the golden sun formed when the god Annihilation was used earlier was to devour and annihilate everything. However, the golden sun at this moment carried an unprecedented wild and violent strength. This wild and violent strength was as though the golden sun would explode at any moment. The dragon god Annihilation contained this explosive strength. This punch. Ying's eyes shrunk when she saw the golden sun in front of her. She was confident that she could block the golden sun earlier. However, the explosive force contained within the golden sun caused her heart to tremble. Humph! A cold snort sounded. Ying also attacked. The huge nine-tailed phantom was completely solidified at this moment. Following a sharp screech, the entire nine-tailed phantom stood up. Meanwhile, Ying's face was also flushed red and was nearly distorted. Her body was also filled with power. Break! With a low shout, a huge blood-red stream of light descended from the sky and slashed toward the golden sun like a blade. Wah! The moment the blood-red stream of light touched the golden sun, it instantly shot into the golden sun. However, it was unable to completely split the golden sun apart. It was only trapped within. The power contained within the flowing light was madly annihilating everything within the golden as sun. In the blink of an eye, more than half of the power within the golden sun had been annihilated by the blood-colored flowing light. However, the remaining power was still sweeping over. As the golden sun appeared in front of Ying, boom! The golden sun directly exploded. The terrifying impact force formed by the explosion momentarily overshadowed the heavens and earth. The terrifying airwaves formed wave after wave of impact waves that spread out like rotten wood. Ying, who was at the center of the battlefield, was naturally the first to receive the impact of the explosion. His entire body was also annihilated by the earth-shaking power. Rumble. Heaven and earth shook. This terrifying power continued for a long time before it slowly dissipated. When the power completely dissipated and the main battlefield was once again revealed, everyone immediately cast their gazes inside. In the center of the battlefield, Demon Master Chenhuo was still standing there. Even though she had used up a lot of divine power and her aura was weaker than before, her overall combat power was still not affected much. As for Ying, at this moment her figure was in a bit of a sorry state. The robe on her body was obviously the transformation of a supreme treasure armor, but it was still torn, revealing her snow-white skin. At the same time, there was a trace of blood at the corner of her mouth. As for the aura on her body, it was clearly weaker than before. Taking a direct hit from my dragon god Annihilation, it was only a light injury, and the godly power consumed was probably only about 20%. Nine-tailed clan leader is indeed impressive. Demon Master Chenhuo looked at Ying and said calmly, I have just broken through to the pinnacle of the 6th level of the void space not long ago, and I have not had the time to perfect my absolute art, nor have I created the strongest absolute art. In this aspect I am inferior to you, Ying said in a deep voice as she stared at Demon Master Chenhuo. Absolute arts were also a huge factor in the overall strength of the cultivator. Regardless of whether it was the immortal saint or the principal's master, once they reached a certain level, they would think of ways to create a certain level of absolute arts. Take the principal's master for example. His absolute arts were also divided into many levels, from the most basic level 1, level 2, level 3 absolute arts to level 6 absolute arts. Under normal circumstances, when a principal's master reached the level of the 6 states of the void, he would create a level 6 absolute art. If his strength reached the peak level of the 6 states of the void, he would naturally be able to create a level 6 pinnacle absolute art. However, a level 6 pinnacle absolute art was not the highest level absolute art among the principal's masters. Above the level 6 pinnacle absolute art, there was another strongest absolute art. This strongest absolute art could only be created by cultivators who had reached the pinnacle of the 6 states of the void. However, if some of the more talented peak-tier experts of the 6 states of the void were to spend time, they would also have the opportunity to create it. For example, the dragon god Annihilation of the demon master Chenhuo was created by him during his long time in the secret realm of heaven and earth. It was the strongest absolute art at the principal's masters. However, although Ying was weaker than you, Demon Master Chenhuo, in terms of cultivation, the absolute art she created was still at the peak level of level 6, which was quite different from the Demon Master Chenhuo's strongest absolute art. There was indeed a big gap between them. Nine-tailed clan leader, in terms of absolute art, you are still slightly weaker than me. If you continue to fight, you will lose without a doubt. Moreover, you are now alone and I have the help of 3 experts of the 6 states of void. You have already lost this battle. Demon Master Chenhuo's voice was cold. You are very strong. We can't keep you here, but it's impossible for you to turn the situation around by yourself. So you should leave. Demon Master Chenhuo, Jianwu and Shower knew that they could not keep De Ying here with their current abilities, so they had to beat him back, or let him leave on his own. But how could De Ying be satisfied? Leave? De Ying smiled coldly. Haha, it's ridiculous. I'm the clan leader of the Nine-Tailed clan. How could I abandon the clan and leave it to this rebel who came out of nowhere? The clan leader is unwilling to leave on his own. It seems that he wants to suffer. Demon Master Chenhuo's eyes turned cold. Axe 1 Master, Star Saint Master, and Su Lord also rushed over. It was obvious that the 4 of them were planning to attack De Ying once again. Seeing this scene, De Ying's expression turned ugly. However, he let out a strange laugh. Hee, you have the advantage in numbers. It's true that I can't fight against you all by myself. However, if you want me to leave just like that, you are underestimating me too much. I can leave, but before I leave, I'll make you pay the price. Chapter 3476 The Clan Guarding Treasure, Pay the Price. Everyone looked at De Ying, who was clearly in a frenzy, with a strange expression. In the eyes of the experts present, the outcome of today's battle was already decided. Although De Ying's strength was formidable, she was still facing the even stronger Demon Master Chenhuo and the other 3 Principles Masters who had reached the 6th level of the Void. In such a situation, what waves could she stir up? Could it be? Shower's expression suddenly changed. Back then, she had almost inherited the position of the Nine-Tailed clan's Grandmaster. She knew many secrets of the Nine-Tailed clan, and looking at De Ying's current appearance, Shower immediately thought of something. And De Ying's next action immediately confirmed Shower's guess. Under everyone's watchful eyes, De Ying flipped his palm and took out a mysterious black pearl. The black pearl was completely black and surrounded by a faint black air current. The black air current surrounded the early pearl and completely blocked the soul power of the experts present. Every time someone tried to use soul power to check the black pearl, they would immediately feel their soul power disappear into thin air, as if it was directly swallowed by the pearl. What a strange pearl. Jianwu frowned. Soul-devouring pearl, it really is a soul-devouring pearl. Shower became nervous. Quick retreat. Shower shouted at the first moment. After hearing the shout, Lord Su immediately obeyed Shower's order and retreated. Axe 1 Master and Star Saint Master looked at each other in dismay. They did not know what the black pearl was, but they could tell that it was extraordinary. Therefore they did not hesitate and retreated at the first moment. Only the Demon Master Chenhuo was confident in his own strength. Even when he saw De Ying take out the black pearl and heard Shower's stern cry, he did not have the slightest intention of retreating. Go to hell. De Ying revealed a sinister laugh. She pushed the black pearl forward. Instantly, an extremely terrifying soul power burst out from the black pearl. This soul power, she transformed into a black devil and instantly appeared in front of the Demon Master Chenhuo, and covered him completely. Then, endless soul power crazily rushed into the Demon Master Chenhuo's divine body. Umph. The Demon Master Chenhuo let out a low snort, and his expression immediately changed drastically. This, Axe 1 Master, Star Saint Master, and the others who had already retreated and were not covered by the soul power from the Black Pearl, revealed shocked expressions when they saw this scene. The experts watching the battle were also shocked. Demon Master Chenhuo were in big trouble. Shower said. Miss Shower, what's going on? What's the pearl that De Ying took out? Jianwu voice was low, and his face was very ugly. Demon Master Chenhuo had been following him and acting as his guard all these years. But on the surface he was a guard. In fact, he and Demon Master Chenhuo had long become good friends. Now that he saw that Demon Master Chenhuo was in danger, Jianwu was naturally extremely nervous. That pearl is the soul-devouring pearl. It can be said to be the clan-guarding true treasure of the Nine-Tailed clan. It's also the strongest trump card. Shower said. Clan-guarding true treasure? The strongest trump card? Jianwu was stunned. The soul-devouring pearl was obtained by the ancestors of the Nine-Tailed clan from the universe battlefield. It doesn't have any terrifying power, but it has the ability to devour soul power. In other words, no matter how much soul power you have, as long as you touch the pearl, you will be completely devoured. And after the soul energy is devoured by the pearl, it doesn't disappear. Instead, it still exists inside the pearl. At this time, if the owner of the pearl guides it, the soul energy inside the pearl can instantly burst out and form the most terrifying soul attack. Shower said seriously. The ancestors of the Nine-Tailed clan knew the miraculous use of this pearl after they obtained the soul-devouring pearl. Therefore, the Nine-Tailed clan has always treated this pearl as their clan's supreme treasure. Over the long period of time, the soul-devouring pearl has been handed over to every clan leader. And every clan leader of the Nine-Tailed clan will try their best to feed the soul-devouring pearl with soul energy during their reign. There's even a place in the Nine-Tailed clan where the soul-devouring pearl is dedicated to the cultivation of the soul power of the members of the Nine-Tailed clan. The soul-devouring pearl is always there. The members of the Nine-Tailed clan would consume their soul power when they cultivate their soul power or some soul attack methods. However, the soul power that was consumed didn't disappear. Instead, it was devoured by the soul-devouring pearl. After being passed down from generation to generation, the soul power that was devoured by the soul-devouring pearl would naturally become more and more terrifying. In fact, it had long reached an unbelievable level. Once such a terrifying soul power was instantly released under the guidance of the controller, the soul impact formed by it would be unbelievably powerful. Javi, that's why the soul-devouring pearl is the strongest trump card of the Nine-Tailed clan. If the soul power in the soul-devouring pearl were to burst out, the soul attack formed in an instant could even kill a Saint Realm Master. What did you say? Jianwu Shuang's expression changed drastically. Once the soul-devouring pearl burst out, the soul attack formed could even kill a Saint Realm Master? But now, the soul attack that burst out of the soul-devouring pearl was on the body of the Demon Master. How could the Demon Master block it? Damn it! Jianwu Shuang could not help cursing secretly, and he also complained to Shower. He did not expect that Ying would have such a terrifying killing move, and Shower did not warn him before. As if seeing Jianwu Shuang's slight complaint, Shower hurriedly said, Jianwu Shuang, the existence of the soul-devouring pearl is one of the greatest secrets of the Nine-Tailed clan. Only the Grandmaster has the right to know and control it. Although I was very close to becoming the Grandmaster, I have not really become the Grandmaster. Therefore, I have only heard a little about the soul-devouring pearl, but I am not sure if it really exists. It's too late for that now. Let's think of a way to help Chenhuo escape. Jianwu Shuang snorted. Once the soul-devouring pearl is guided, the soul power that burst out in an instant cannot be stopped. However, perhaps because of Ying's limited ability, she did not guide all of the soul power in the soul-devouring pearl to burst out. Therefore, with the strength of Demon Master Chenhuo, she might have a chance to survive, Shower said. The soul-devouring pearl had devoured the soul power that the Nine-Tailed clan had accumulated for countless years. If it were to burst out completely, it could even kill a Saint Realm Master. However, it would not be easy to draw out such a huge amount of soul power. Of course it would not be easy. Chapter 3477 Chenhuo, Danger. Like the soul power that Ying had guided out of the soul-devouring pearl, although it was also extremely powerful, it was obviously not enough to kill a Saint Realm Master. However, if he could not kill a Saint Realm Master, he could still kill experts at the peak of the 6 realms of the void, or even the peak of the 6 realms of the void. Buzz buzz buzz. Endless soul power rushed into Demon Master's divine body like a raging wave, crazily destroying his soul. Demon Master had already closed his eyes and put all his energy into resisting the soul power. His face was extremely gloomy and unsightly. As time passed, the soul power around Demon Master slowly dissipated, but at the same time, his aura began to weaken. His aura is weakening too fast. Jianwu Shuang frowned, his heart filled with worry. Finally, the soul power that Ying had guided from the soul-devouring pearl was completely exhausted, but at this moment, Demon Master Chenhuo's aura had reached the bottom and gradually disappeared. The aura of sinking fire, I can't sense it? Jianwu Shuang's expression changed drastically. Although the Demon Master's ability to conceal his aura was amazing, he usually concealed his cultivation and still had his life aura. But now, not only Jianwu Shuang but everyone present, I can barely feel the presence of Chenhuo. Demon Master Chenhuo died? Many people in the mind all came up with this idea. Even if she didn't channel all of it and only channeled part of her soul power, she still couldn't make it? Shower's expression was also very ugly. After all, Demon Master Chenhuo was an expert in her camp, moreover, she was Jianwu Shuang's person. If she died in this battle because she had not told Jianwu Shuang about the existence of the soul-devouring pearl, which made Demon Master Chenhuo wary, then her alliance with Jianwu Shuang would probably collapse. They might even turn against each other. At this moment, the happiest person on the field was naturally Ying. Haha, dead. Good. Ying laughed with madness. So what if you're stronger than me? You still died at my hands, including Divine Moon Palaces and Heavenly Sword Marquis. You think you can make my nine-tailed clan submit to you without paying a price? Dream on. Ying. Shower stared at Ying with a cold gaze. Thanks. He's an expert at the peak of the 6 void realms. In the entire divine beginning realm, I'm afraid no one is his match except for experts at the saint realm or above the ruler level. However, he thinks too highly of himself and underestimates the means of the nine-tailed clan. Ying smiled to himself. He completely ignored Jian Wushuang's cold and piercing eyes. However, just when Ying thought that Demon Master Chenhuo had died, he was overwhelmed with joy. Demon Master Chenhuo, who was still standing in the void with his eyes tightly shut, suddenly opened his eyes. The moment he opened his eyes, his aura, which had almost disappeared, suddenly rose at an incredible speed. In just a moment it had reached its peak, but it continued to rise. In the end it reached a whole new level. At the same time, a wild laughter suddenly sounded in the world. Haha, it's a blessing in disguise. It's really a blessing in disguise. In the void, everyone's eyes instantly locked on Demon Master Chenhuo. Chenhuo. Jian Wushuang was overjoyed. He's not dead. The eyes of Axe One Master, Star Saint Master, and the others lit up. It's good that he's not dead. Shower heaved a sigh of relief. On the other hand, Ying's face instantly darkened. How is that possible? Your aura just now was clearly about to dissipate. How is it possible that he's not dead? Moreover, even though I didn't guide out all the soul power in the soul-devouring pearl just now and only guided a portion of it, this portion should be enough to kill anyone below the Saint Realm Master Realm. How can you withstand it? How is it possible that you're still alive? Ying's face was filled with disbelief, and her voice was completely deranged. Upon hearing this, the Demon Master Chenhuo smiled. Nine-tailed clan leader, the soul attack contained in the pearl you took out is indeed very terrifying, and it's definitely the most terrifying soul attack I've ever encountered. If my soul, or rather, my state of mind, was slightly less tenacious, I'm afraid I would have died in that move of yours. Unfortunately, I've been alone in a secret realm of heaven and earth for nearly 200 million years. For the past 200 million years, I have endured endless boredom and loneliness. My mind and soul have also undergone a transformation in the past 200 million years. They have become indestructible and unshakable. This move of yours will never be able to kill me. Upon hearing the words of Demon Master Chenhuo, Jian Wushuang suddenly understood. Indeed, in order to resist a soul attack, the most important thing was the toughness of one's soul, in addition to one's strong soul battle strength. And this toughness of the soul was achieved through endless training. As for the Demon Master, he did not train his soul through a lot of life and death experiences. He had improved his entire soul to a new level during the nearly 200 million years in the secret realm of heaven and earth. Who could stay in the heaven and earth secret realm alone for nearly 200 million years without going crazy? Demon Master Chenhuo had done it. His soul was unprecedentedly tough, so he naturally blocked the soul attack just now. Impossible. Your life aura just now has obviously disappeared. How could you recover? Ying was still unwilling to believe it. Haha, I have to thank you for that. Demon Master Chenhuo smiled. Nine-tailed clan leader, I really have to thank you. Thank you for that killing move. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have made the breakthrough so quickly. Breakthrough? Everyone was stunned when they heard this word. Could it be? Jian Wushuang's eyes flashed with a fierce light as he looked at Demon Master Chenhuo. Nine-tailed clan leader, you may not know this, but when I was still trapped in the secret realm of heaven and earth, I had already reached the peak of the 6 void realms. I was only one step away from the peak of the 6 void realms, and it was a very small step. However, this step was always difficult to cross. After I left the secret realm of heaven and earth, I followed Heavenly Sword Marquis everywhere. In addition to this agreement between me and him, I also hope to meet more experts with him and have more opportunities to fight with top experts. As expected, I met you. Demon Master Chenhuo smiled. Chapter 3478 Ying was defeated. Nine-tailed clan leader, I have to say that your killing move just now was indeed extremely terrifying. When that massive soul force charged toward me, even I almost died. However, it was precisely because of this move that I felt the existence of death. It was also precisely because of this life and death crisis that stimulated my potential, allowing me to finally grasp the 4th law and take that small step. That's why I have to thank you, Nine-tailed clan leader. Demon Master Chenhuo laughed loudly. His laughter was very carefree. It was obvious that he was pleasantly surprised by this breakthrough between life and death. How is this possible? This move of mine was meant to kill you. How can it help you? Also, you have already lived for so long and have reached the peak of the 6th level of the void. Logically speaking, your potential should have been used up long ago. How can you still break through between life and death? Ying was still in disbelief. The surrounding experts also found it hard to accept. Jianghu was the only one who could understand. Chenhuo was publicly recognized as a genius elder before the Purple Star Demon sect was destroyed. His talent is very shocking and his potential is extremely great. If he cultivated normally, he would have had a chance to become a ruler. It's just that after the Purple Star Demon sect was destroyed, Chenhuo was trapped in the secret realm of heaven and earth and could not gain any experience. But even without any experience, he still managed to raise his strength to the peak of the 6 void realms, just one step away from the peak. Such talent. Jianghu knew very well that perhaps it was because of the innate terminated meridians that Demon Master Chenhuo was so talented. Previously, his cultivation had stagnated because he had been trapped in the secret realm of heaven and earth. However, that did not mean that Chenhuo's potential had been exhausted. Now, he had come out of the secret realm of heaven and earth with Jianghu and re-entered the divine beginning realm. In this fight with Ying had used his final killing move. It could be said that he had experienced a life and death crisis that he had not experienced in the past 200 million years. As the saying went, when one accumulates strength, one will gain strength. Demon Master had accumulated too much. Now that he had experienced the life and death crisis that he had not experienced for a long time, it was natural for him to make a breakthrough. Chenhuo, congratulations on taking this step. You should be invincible below the Master of the Saint Realm. Are you sure you can kill Ying? Jianghu looked at Demon Master Chenhuo. Yes, he said. Kill her? Demon Master Chenhuo narrowed his eyes. My strength has improved a lot, but I don't know if I can really kill her. Then let's try it. It'll help you. Jianghu smiled and waved his hand. Instantly, the power of temporal principles spread out. In an instant, the entire nine-tailed clan was covered. The spacetime shackles, together with the spacetime shackles, immediately affected Ying. Humph, it's just a small trick. Ying snorted. His body shook slightly, and the spacetime shackles were instantly broken. However, Demon Master Chenhuo had already made his move. Bang! The void rumbled as Demon Master Chenhuo's body swayed in a strange manner. With this sway, Demon Master Chenhuo appeared in front of Ying as though he had teleported. So fast. Ying's expression changed drastically. When she fought with Demon Master Chenhuo previously, the latter's speed was extremely fast. However, it was not that fast. But now, the Demon Master's speed was so fast that she could not even see him clearly. After his figure appeared, the Demon Master formed a fist with his right hand and blasted out. In an instant, the world seemed to be on the verge of completely collapsing. The gigantic golden sun appeared in the void once again. However, the size of the golden sun was now a full circle larger than before, and the power it contained was naturally much greater than before. The golden sun brought with it an earth-shattering might as it directly covered Ying. When she felt the power contained within the golden sun, Ying's heart twitched a little. However, she was not satisfied with her reaction, and she immediately used all her strength to resist. A blood-colored stream of light descended from the sky like a blood-colored bolt of lightning. It directly hacked toward the golden sun, wanting to split it apart. But in the end, pop! The blood-red light struck the golden sun, producing a crisp sound. The power of the golden sun was greatly weakened, but it was only weakened. The blood-red light was destroyed by the golden sun. Then it continued to attack Ying. Not good. Ying's expression changed. He wanted to dodge, but it was too late. His body was covered by the huge golden sun. Then, endless power erupted from the golden sun. Rumble. The surrounding void was shaking crazily. One terrifying power after another formed a shocking airwave that swept out crazily. The countless experts watching the battle could not help but suck in a breath of cold air when they saw the terrifying scene in the center of the battlefield. And this shocking power only lasted for a moment before gradually dissipating. When everything dissipated, everyone looked over again and discovered that Ying's current figure was abnormally wretched even though she was still standing there. The clothes on her body were also stained with blood, especially her aura. It had already been greatly weakened, and her divine power had already been consumed by more than 30% in that instant. I've lost 30% of my divine power in one move. The Principal's Master, who is at the pinnacle of the 6 realms of the void and has mastered 7 levels of willpower, is indeed terrifying. I'll show you. Ying took a deep look at the Demon Master Chenhuo, then he immediately transformed into a strange cyan phantom and rushed toward the void behind him. You want to escape? Jianghu's face darkened. He immediately used the space-time binding to try to limit Ying's speed. However, Ying was an expert at the peak of the sixth realm of the void. Although he had lost a lot of divine power, his battle strength was still there. Jianwu used the golden sky painting flag to use the spacetime binding at full strength. It might have an effect on an expert at the peak of the fifth realm of the void, or even an ordinary expert at the sixth realm of the void, but it was of little use to Ying. Under everyone's gaze, Ying burst out with terrifying speed and fled. In the blink of an eye, he had disappeared from everyone's sight. Meanwhile, the demon master Chenhuo moved. At first, he wanted to chase after Ying, but he obviously hesitated for a moment before stopping in the end. There was nothing he could do. Even though his current strength had completely surpassed Ying's, if Ying wanted to escape, it would be very difficult for him to stay. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Adventures YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.